Here's a teal beat. Check this out.
Nobody.
Whoa. Okay, I got my problems with that guy, but okay, people have problems with that guy, but do you have to admit that's a fire beat? That's an absolutely
Pendejo
beat right there. Wait, hold on. Incoming message. I got another teal beat.
Boom, 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 boom.
Ooh, wow. Again, a lot of people got a problem with him, but you got to admit what is it from Mr. Show?
Shut the fuck up.
Odenkirk
Not you,
is rapping, the science is too tight.
Voices in my
What
head.
is that? That's Bob Odenkirk.
Get rapping with it. Oh!
That's Bob Odenkirk right
Science is too tight.
Right. Okay.
Is this racist?
Right, his science is too tight. Peter Thiel's
Is
science
that what rapping is? Just saying the word rap over and over again?
Oh, yeah. Rick Rubin interviewing Peter Thiel. That's kind of weird. But anyway, these Palantir guys are all over the place, and I found this bizarre, what's the guy's name? He's the CEO, Alex Karp interview. Check it out.
The platform that changed the course of arc of history on terrorism was built by us.
Okay,
the
people love that.
platform that changed the arc.
I don't care what this guy has to say. All I want to know if Vivek Ramaswamy is going to bring rap skills into the White House. 6 Mile.
Of history on the battlefield. The first actual use of AI on the battlefield, the first actual and most impactful use of AI
military.
is not large.
Okay, this is a weird interview because in the beginning he kind of implies like, I'm not into all this politics stuff. I'm doing business because it moves faster, it's more efficient and all this. And it takes this turn somewhere. Check this out.
Our software industry doesn't work. Our tech industry doesn't work. But we can go to the International Criminal Court and pretend human rights abuses are happening where they're not, and complete, utter intellectual cringe level BS. Or, universities dedicate to themselves to being anti-prejudice, except for when it comes on and on and on.
Okay.
I'm very proud of these things.
Seems pretty political, man. Hey, answer me. Sounds very political, man. Yeah, it's kind of hard to avoid political stuff when you're doing military technology and wars, global wars. It's kind of hard.
But then on the positive side,
right?
I think a couple of things have happened. Like one,
no problem.
Whatever venture community, bless their souls, it's a financial community, and
well,
Palantir's valuation does change things.
Right.
It's like, people are like, wow, I can make a lot of money at that. And,
right.
It is.
That's
much
a new.
harder
That is a new one. That war is profitable. That's a new one. Whoa, that's a new one. I got to do some of this from this. Stop.
Brand new idea there.
Is there some glimmer of hope in what I've been seeing the last year that things could actually go right there?
Get that guy a Red Bull, man. Come on.
For people who don't know, viewed as ridiculously pro-Israel, and I'm proud of that.
That's kind of political, man.
But
hey, whoa, I was talking, man. That's kind of political too, man.
It starts with footsie, pagan religion.
I didn't do anything.
Protesting in front of everything, where people are just trying to go to school or protesting against Israel or not having an interest in defending the U.S. And it ends with people justifying murdering CEOs. They're completely linked.
It's pretty blatantly political, man.
You just
of
have
one
to
side
stand up and fight this stuff.
Right, of one very specific side there.
And when people are asking you to give money,
I got it.
It's like, and I think one of the things I want to get done is encourage people to. There are times when you have to be unpopular.
Comments off.
As an example, somebody who believes they're progressive is excluding a population from going to class with something covering their head and a mask.
Okay.
If I went to a university professor and said, I'm going to give you like the Rawlsian famous, Rawlsian, if you were born without anything, how would you organize the world? If you did a Rawlsian test in a lot of these matters, I'm not going to tell you which group is being prevented from going to class. I'm not going to tell you which group has experienced a terrorist attack. I'm not going to tell you which group has had their country invaded. And I'll even give you, it is a group you do not feel comfortable with and do not want to hang out with. what would be your standard of justice? And at Palantir, we stand for that equal as possible application of the law.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. These interviews are all over the place. How many views?
Whoa, 15K.
Not great. Again, you got to cut in the other side, put footage of somebody playing Valorant on the other side, get more views. You know what I mean? But man, these interviews are all over the place. Really, my whole life, the media has been like super pro-war. You know, it's kind of interesting to get the guy who's like the war company guy is like, yeah, I'll just do it myself. Let's get out there myself. But this one's weird because he's talking about John Rawls. John Rawls had this thing, he's a philosopher. Ooh, okay, Mr. Fancy Pants, that's what I say to him. Ooh, what are you doing, philosophizing? And then I knock over his books. I did that to him, and there's nothing he could do about it. But he had this thing called the veil of ignorance. The veil of ignorance is basically like a socialist idea. It's like, hey, this is a real meaning of it. It's like, hey, if you were born at random in a society where you didn't know where your place in that society would be, like what kind of society would you create? He's basically saying like a winner-take-all, you know, small amount of haves and a large amount of have-not society probably wouldn't pick that one, right? You know, that's basically the idea. But this guy, the Palantir guy, what's the guy's name? Alex Karp. He's kind of using that idea to be like, there shouldn't be protests. There shouldn't be anti-war protests. All right, okay. Got it. It is sort of a weird way to put it if you think about it, you know, with the veil of he's using the veil of ignorance idea in a weird way. What if someone was preventing someone else from going to class, I guess? How would and you had the veil of ignorance on for everything else? I don't think that's the point I don't think that's the point John Rawls is trying to make. You know, what if we just kind of forgot about the past 100 years of what was going on in a country, and we just focused on some people can't get to their classes at Columbia University? Then what would you do? I really don't think that's the point he was trying to make with that thing about what economic system we should have. That seems a little self-serving. I'm gonna go ahead and say, what if we just forgot about the history that kind of doesn't serve what I believe? What if we just kind of left that out? Okay, I don't think that's how that works, but yeah, all right. Okay, anyway, hey, it's the holidays, so new segment alert, and now a total diversion. Okay, that we don't have a graphic for because I literally just thought about it, so we'll just skip the... Now a total diversion. Hey, look, come on, man. That's a lot of crap we were just dealing with, so let's have a little bit of fun here. While I was looking at this Palantir subreddit thing, another subreddit, another insane, people call it, not me, subreddit came up for me, and I think this is my new favorite thing. I cannot believe this exists. How many subscribers? 26,000 members.
To the top 4%.
I cannot believe this subreddit exists. This subreddit is called Pet Free. It's people who hate pets. But they devoted a community.
For the past 10 years, Verlisify has been the scourge of the Pokemon community. Whether it be for official play or unofficial competitive websites like Smogon, he's gotten after it all, even blaming his campaigning against Smogon for a breakup.
My girlfriend broke up with me this morning, and it's probably because, you know, my attitude has been a lot more sour since Smogon has come out.
Trumping Verlisify's hatred of Smogon is Wolfie VGC, also known as Wolf Glick, the 2016 world champion of the official Pokemon video game championship, where through his own words has been making bi-yearly videos on him for what he believes is cheating.
Oh, you're so obsessed with Wolf, even though I've made like 20 videos about him in over a decade.
Verlisify's extreme rule enforcement behavior has also bled into other games and their communities, such as Animal Crossing New Horizons and its Star Tree controversy.
I'll get wrecked, noob. This dude is so deranged and so ill, they have now wrecked themselves. This is bullying.
The domineering theory behind Verlisify's obsession was that he focuses on ill-thought-out call-out videos for the sake of viewership. But being that this is a likely factor for a sharp decline in viewership and possibly sanity makes that an unlikely reason. But how did he go from one of the largest channels in the Pokemon community to the most hated? And more importantly, why? To understand Verlisify, Fisher4930 must also be understood. This was his first channel, established on January 14, 2008. This contained a hodgepodge of videos, as any personal channel from the late 2000s would, but they are nearly all connected to video games. And to that, nearly half of the videos are related to Pokemon. Whether they're playing the games or making iterations of a Lugia cosplay, these videos were few and far between. Possibly for that reason, he announced a new channel under the name of Verlisify, specifying that he would be making the same content, only better. Established before the Verlisify channel was the Verlis Wolf DeviantArt. Here he would post his persona, a gray wolf with a Pokemon collar and distinct red hair. And Verlisify was quite committed to represent this character, as in the first available video on his channel, he is seen with his hair dyed red, as was true with his previous channel. But this came with the addition of the Pokemon dog collar around his neck. This is a cosplay video to represent not just his persona, but also his persona in Minecraft. He even made an unsolicited cosplay piece for Minecraft YouTuber Sky Does Minecraft. Minecraft was the initial inspiration for the Verlisify channel.
Alright, hey guys, Verlis here, and welcome to the Wolfpack. What's the Wolfpack, you might ask? So, we're going to be just a crazy group of gamers that are trying to build up our own little minigame server.
This Minecraft series, at least as available in the unlisted playlist, shows that it only lasted for 3 episodes within the span of 5 days. But something got his attention and immediately became the mainstay content for his channel. By uploading upwards, possibly higher, of 4 videos a day on Pokemon, he was quickly gaining a following. He was uploading a combination of battle videos and, more importantly, guides on how to optimize Pokemon.
I've been also more or less thinking about him for double battles because I don't really care what Smogon has to say about Prankster Thunderwave, because they say Tornadus is banned, and they make a lot of obscure bans.
That was Verlisify denouncing Smogon. As per the front page of the Smogon website, it is, quote, a Pokemon website and community specializing in the art of competitive battling, unquote. This unofficial Pokemon website, detached from the official Pokemon Video Game Championships, or VGC for short, is a website that offers its own form of competitive play. Being that new generations of untested Pokemon are constantly coming out, and the meta feels unbalanced for those that want a less luck-based approach to the game, Smogon will often place strict rules on what Pokemon and abilities are allowed within their tournaments. An example of this is evasion clause through banning the move Minimize. This is a move that raises the evasion of a Pokemon, a move that makes them much harder to hit. But in the official VGC tournaments, this was allowed, as Verlisify smugly recounts.
And then Drifloon starts stockpiling or using Minimize. Oh, this already sounds tricky, huh? I don't play nice when I want to win Pokemon. That's how I do it.
It was with this that Verlisify claims he went undefeated, as the title of the video states, in a regional VGC tournament. But that is questionable.
But that's not fair. Like, one way you can win is if you take a minute and a half to choose a move. And a lot of people were, so I was calling over judges, and the judges didn't know how to handle the situation. They didn't do anything to address the game flow. And that's the only reason why I lost 2 battles.
Already, in these early videos, there is a dissonance between what Verlisify deems fair. When he is using moves seen as unsportsmanlike, they are done to win competitions. But when the opponent also bends the rules to their advantage by running out the clock, then it is unfair. His hatred of Smogon, still in October, escalated to the point that he was now making a video dedicated to denouncing it.
I think it's maybe 15% of people play and know the Pokemon VGC rules, the actual rules Pokemon enforces. And I feel that it should be the other way around. Maybe 15-10% of people should only play Smogon, and the rest should be playing the official Pokemon rules.
While Verlisify brings forward his displeasure for those choosing Smogon's rules against the official rules, he does not bring forward a tangible argument as to why Smogon is inferior.
Because Pokemon has created the game and they've done so much to enforce the rules that they've made. They have ranked online battles. You can figure out how well you stand in the world by the game creators and what they want to see from their game with world championships.
Additional reasons why he believes the VGC is superior is because Nintendo has more money and can set up in-person tournaments. But there is an angle he can use to tear down Smogon, not by their rules, but by their members' potential elitism.
I've seen a lot of people just get trash talked for, including me, for having a team that doesn't follow pure Smogon rules. I've seen 12-year-olds get yelled at by 18-plus-year-olds because their battle didn't count because that 12-year-old brought a Garchomp and won with it. I won a Pokemon tournament at an anime convention, first prize, with my Drifblim. I got boycotted by half the people I beat. Invasion Clause wasn't written in the rules for the tournament because the person was following VGC rules that hosted it.
There are two things that remain consistent with Verlisify. Number one is that he does not script his videos. He also does not put much forethought into these impromptu videos. Number two is that he will hardly, if ever, change his opinion on something or someone if they or their community dislike him. And so this video on Smogon and the pushback he was getting from it further solidified his hatred of the community and its rules. Even so, this was only an undertone of his channel. Verlisify was largely known for his expansive list of guides and videos of online battles. In 2014, with his strategy of uploading several videos a day, he was easily getting 1 million views a month. This was turning out to be quite lucrative, and it helped that he was looked at as a knowledgeable, positive figure that would often collaborate with other creators. He even opted to do an interview by a creator known as Spade.
So, my name is Spade. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, I've seen you on YouTube, and I'm like,
The reason for this interview was to have Verlisify expand on his reasons for disliking Smogon.
I don't really have a problem with Smogon. I just kind of have, like, really issues with the decisions that they make and the ideas that are behind the decisions. And in the end, I just feel it's not necessary to try to have to put limits on the game. If you're going to lose, just lose. If someone else is bringing something more strong.
This argument failed to win over the host, as Verlisify still does not address the major complaint in Pokemon competitive play, in that, without rules, it tends to be more luck-based than strategy-based.
But when Smogo make these bans and you talk about them, shouldn't you bring out the points that they make and then counter them?
I didn't really think of it that actively because I wanted to get my idea out there.
This is the core of the interview. Spade, despite posing this question in several different ways throughout, never gets a direct answer.
Yeah, but I think people would respect you more if you would actually bring out those reasons and talk about actual facts instead of just, rambling off some personal experiences, which are extremely vague.
Indeed, but it just goes back to I just don't feel I need to justify myself.
Explain to people why this Pokemon is banned, why I disagree with this, and not just go all casual.
I don't know what to say to that.
Being that this question was being answered with personal anecdotes about being an old school player, Spade reformed the question one final time.
Where do you draw the line of something that's broken then?
Wow, it's actually the first time someone's asked me that, and that's probably the best question that could ever be posed against me. The line, it's just lore, I guess, at this point,
For Verlisify, what makes a Pokemon too powerful in competitive play is not the abilities it holds, but instead the lore of the Pokemon that quite literally does not affect the gameplay in any way. This nearly hour-and-a-half-long interview exposed Verlisify's not-so-reasonable thought process behind disliking the competitive style of Smogon, and people were catching on.
It's become less constructive and more just a pissing contest between him and the people who are attacking him.
This undertone was growing a bit louder, enough to where a smaller channel known as Cybertron VGC made a now-removed video on Verlisify, which was promptly removed.
I sent Verlisify an apology message on Skype actually because he felt like my video was ruining his reputation, and that wasn't really the goal of the video. The goal of the video was to kind of clarify some misconceptions, but he was clearly not very happy about it.
Importantly, what stings the most is that people saying, "Get out of VGC, stop talking VGC, you don't play it." That's funny. This is a VGC trophy. This shows that those people are wrong, but the people they tell will never know this. That the people that they tell to say, "Fuck Verlisify, don't watch him," they're never going to see this video, they're never going to see this trophy, they're just going to believe him. They're going to believe the lies that Cybertron has said, they're going to believe the lies that many other PokeTubers have said against me, because for some reason they just don't like me.
Verlisify fails to expand on what the lies are, but does expand on how this negative perception of him was affecting him.
I'm not sure where to end this because I also wanted to say that my girlfriend broke up with me this morning, and it's another blow to my life. But she just decided that I wasn't for her. And it's probably because, you know, my attitude has been a lot more sour since Smogon.
We've taken control.
I never really do anything wrong. But, you know, there's so much wrong right now that nothing's right.
Yet it was still overshadowed by his consistent uploads. This was from a re-upload, and while it is hard to place, it is possibly from 2014. Within it, Verlisify was also expressing a fear of his channel dying. But in 2015, that was certainly not the case, as viewership of Verlisify grew significantly. He was now getting anywhere from 2 million to 4 million views a month. At some point in 2015, he even made an apology video, though its contents are unclear as this has also been removed from his channel. But its contents were possibly related to Smogon as his campaigning against it continued well into 2015. That's why the latter half of the year is when the Pokemon community truly started catching on to him.
I've heard multiple stories. It's causing controversy. Okay, so now I'm a bit creeped out. His hair's a weird color. And is that a dog color? Oh boy.
Videos against Verlisify were becoming more and more common, especially after this tweet.
But this is low. And I quote Verlisify, "Another hater that needs to drink base liquids. How can anyone be this dumb?" End quote.
This tweet was in response to a comment that was critical of Verlisify's commentary and advice. As for Verlisify's tweet, the base liquids allude to bleach, but Verlisify later amended that statement to clarify he was alluding to egg whites to the skepticism of many. A reason why Verlisify was not jovial during this time could be sourced partly from his loss in the PAX Prime Pokemon competition that happened prior to his tweet.
Welcome back to Pack Rules here, and we have quite the controversy today as Scott Glaza approached me at a PAX Pokemon tournament and used his power as an official Pokemon Company employee to give me a loss in the tournament by manipulating the rules mid-tournament. So this is an official Pokemon Company employee changing the rules of the tournament by distracting the judges and giving me the game loss.
The reason Verlisify gives for his loss was the same reason given from his previous competitive endeavor. His opponent ran out the time, which is something he contested heavily. Yet, there were more matches that took place, as this post on the GameFAQs forums explains. Quote, "You should have seen his, quote-unquote, first official tournament debut in Washington. Guy went 0-4 with the fourth loss due to him literally being a no-show to the match, and was either DQ'd or dropped out. According to word of mouth, he went around saying that he was only 0-3 and was completely unaware of the last loss he suffered. Verlisify is like the DSP of the PokeVGC community, except at least DSP has some shred of skill." Unquote. Verlisify had grown quite infamous. As such, creators were opening up about their interactions with him.
I think that Verlisify is probably one of the most stupid people I've ever encountered. The reason I have the problem with this little fucker, Verlisify, is some of the comments he's left on my videos in the past.
Creator Pyrotos goes on to break down 2 comments of note that were left by Verlisify criticizing his guides while advertising his own. To this, Pyrotos breaks down one of Verlisify's suggested Pokemon.
Have you seen a Verlisify strategy? Here's one for Wailord.
I'm on your side.
Straight from one of his videos, that's a screenshot, completely unedited. Fucking curse amnesia Wailord with Heavy Slam. No waterfall, no stab, just Heavy Slam because it's a big fat fuck and he assumes, oh, it's big and heavy. Heavy Slam's a good idea. What a stupid, worthless moveset that is.
Possibly in an attempt to quell some of the building displeasure against him, Verlisify threatened to sue Lumario, a creator that covered him and archived some of his stream clips, like one where he voices his displeasure of a female content creator.
I think Tamashi, she doesn't really do the greatest quality videos. That she's kind of like a female J-list, and she got popular for being a female J-list, and her videos aren't just wholesome, honestly. Feels like they're money.
In 2016, Verlisify clarified what he meant about his creator with a tweet. Quote, "Honestly, it seems like Tamashi is just going to be a Twitch candidate to make more money with less passion." Unquote. This tweet was not well received by the Pokemon community, but that did not seem to really affect his channel negatively. In theory, Verlisify could have kept this pace of uploading guides and other Pokemon-related videos and continued to rake in lucrative amounts of views. In 2016, he was sometimes getting over 10 million views per month. Translated to cash, that's easily tens of thousands of dollars per month, but that would not last. because he made the mistake of going after a relatively new and small channel.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the very first episode of Wolf Get Tracked. I'm Wolf, and I'm a competitive VGC player.
Wolf Glick, or Wolfie VGC, is a competitive player that plays the same official format that Velicify enjoys, being VGC, which is why it is in his name. In March of 2016, Wolfie began uploading videos and gained a small following of 3,000 subscribers. During this time, in 2016, Velicify towered above Wolfie. The reason this matters is because the two had an interaction. This was sparked by this tweet of Velicify ostensibly wanting to start a witch hunt of cheaters within the VGC community. Cheating in competitive Pokemon is a loaded topic, one that can imply various forms of manipulation. But the focus is often on illegal manipulation of Pokemon stats, or even giving Pokemon a move that would otherwise be impossible for it to have. A lesser crime is the generation of Pokemon, known as shedding. This is often used to generate optimal Pokemon using third-party software that could mirror a caught or bred Pokemon, thus saving the person who made it a fair amount of time, and it gives no competitive advantage unless one considers the time saved to obtain it a competitive advantage. A reason this issue is so complex is that these Pokemon are often traded and can be indistinguishable from normal Pokemon. One could go their whole competitive career obtaining Pokemon through seemingly allowed routes, such as trading, only to find out at a competition that their Pokemon was generated. The complexity of this issue is what inspired Wolfie to contact Velicify after seeing his tweet to try to level with him and possibly rescind the idea of a witch hunt. In their conversation, Wolfie takes an inquisitive approach in trying to gauge what Velicify considers cheating, and the moral complication of Velicify wanting the scene to be less toxic, while also encouraging accusations at one another. But as Velicify explains, he is fundamentally incapable of grasping nuance. Quote, "The problem is I have a hard time understanding subjective ethical issues when it comes to people that don't follow the rules. Moral philosophy is a bitch like that. But in the end, I follow the established right and wrong and just go with what is happening." Unquote. This conversation, as stated by Wolfie several times throughout, is unproductive, and Velicify both strays from Wolfie's questions and states Wolfie believes, quote, "rules are made to be broken. That is a mindset that will always circle itself," unquote.
And so after a time it became apparent that we probably weren't going to see eye to eye, and so the discussion ended. And I felt like a good this was a private conversation, and I tried to be respectful. I didn't say anything that I thought was offensive. And so I was a little surprised, not too surprised, of course, but I was a little surprised the other day, it might have been yesterday, when I found myself the subject of a video by Velicify. And the description of the video said,
"Guess I chose the wrong people
a lot of these comments on the video are taken from Wolf Glick, a VGC player who supports cheating." And
Velicify's video, as Wolfie describes it, took select pieces of the conversation to paint Wolfie in a bad light. But it appears the opposite happened, as the like-to-dislike ratio are nearly 1-to-1 on Velicify's video. In contrast, Wolfie's response was well received, as he breaks down his thought process and interacting with Velicify, alongside posting the entirety of the chat logs for the audience to make up their own minds.
If you're someone who values integrity, if you're someone who loves Pokemon, if you're someone who values treating people well and looking for the best in people and treating people fundamentally with kindness, I don't recommend you interact with Velicify, and that's the truth of it.
This was the start of Velicify's obsession with Wolfie, and it did not take long for him to make another video on him by trying to reflect what Wolfie said.
But the biggest thing about this is I don't think that this person deserves to be taken seriously. He lies throughout this entire video. I'm about to prove a lot of lies. And like his personality just doesn't seem like a person that you should respect or follow. That
Velicify fails to expose any of these lies and rambles borderline incoherently for over 20 minutes, using words like fallacy or calling his arguments bad, even just inserting the word philosophy without expanding on what he means by any of it.
What worked is Velicify had himself and an ethics student who apparently took no issue with using someone's quotes privately that they hadn't given permission to share.
Ad hominem, because we made him feel bad since he has bad arguments. I mean, literally, he has fallacies. He has fallacy in his video. He has straw man and ad hominem arguments. He makes it into attacks, and he has bad analogies, and his subjective morality does not hold up when you look at it from the philosophical way.
That was his second video on Wolfie, and as the one prior, it was not very well received. However, Velicify's third video on Wolfie, in the span of over just a week, released on June 5th, 2016, did get a bit more attention.
This is an impossible VGC Pokemon. There you go. You can now dislike the video and click off knowing that Wolfglick has used a Pokemon that can only exist through cheating.
Velicify's evidence was that Wolfie used a Pokemon held in a Dream Ball. A Dream Ball is a Pokeball that was initially obtained through a lesser-utilized, browser-based Nintendo.
Oh my god. This is the most boring video I've ever watched in my life, June. Fucking, I'm done with you, brah. Fuck.
They devoted an online forum for pet haters. You know, you see a pet going like this.
Like, seriously, like, I've been bored all fucking day long. It's on Monday, my last day before Christmas break. There's nothing to do, and I was just bored. Now I come here in June, it's got the most boring fucking video ever seen. Fuck off.
Yes. You want to give him one of these? You want to give him a couple of these?
Boom, boom.
Okay, there might be a large crossover between the Palantir subreddit, and the pet-free subreddit. Oh man, these people are really on there.
I'm having a hard time.
Okay, this so far is my
now you stupid
favorite
fucks can see me
post
better.
on the pet haters
I better
subreddit,
BlueSky
an entire forum
post.
dedicated to
no more
pets. Sent a complaint to TJ Maxx customer service, and this is what happened. Oh my god, I love this. Hello, last night I went to the TJ Maxx at redacted. I don't want people to know what TJ Maxx I go to. Within 5 minutes of being in the store, I saw 2 different customers with dogs. Oh, those son of a bitches. Oh my, this next part is the greatest moment in literary history right here. These dogs were clearly not service animals. One was even wearing a sweater. Oh, that's a casual dog. That's not a work dog, that's a casual dog. That's an off-duty dog. I complained to the employee that helped me get the perfume that I was purchasing. Oh yeah, I was wondering, what were you there at TJ Maxx for? Thank God you filled us in on that. Purchasing as a gift out of the locked box. Okay, I was also wondering, wow, what was the purpose of the perfume purchase? It's a gift. She said pets were allowed in the store. I said, they are? If that's true, I'm never coming back. I came in here to get a gift very quickly, and I gotta leave because there's a goddamn dog in here, and I hate it. But I will never be coming back to a TJ Maxx if it is basically a dog park in here. Imagine hating dogs this much. Well, there we go, guys. We covered some pretty, yikes stuff. But the end, you know, Jerry Springer used to do this. You know, look, I just exploited some people, had them pull each other's hair, you know, for entertainment. But now, at the very end of the show, a very serious message. You gotta treat each other good or something. So I'm doing a very serious message at the end of this show. If you see a dog, say something. If you see one of these, do one of these.
It's demented?
If you see one of these, do one of these.
Boom.
Well, guys, hope you're having a great holiday of some kind or another. Who knows?
I'm
Who
not.
cares? Love you. Bye-bye.
Who cares? I love you.
Certified pet hater LeDron James here with an absolute another one. Hey guys, please subscribe on Patreon. You're missing episodes every week. Oh my God. Oh, good Lord in heaven, bestow doubt upon us your mercy for this kind of crap that's going on, which is missing episodes every week. Please subscribe on Patreon for as little as $2 per month, which I believe that must be a typo because there's no way that they were giving away this crap for that cheapness level. But anyway, guys, yeah, I gotta get the hell out of here. I'd love to keep droning on and on about God knows what, who cares. But, you know, I've had it. I've had it, frankly, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
We're losing Charlie. All locations secured. Hold position.
Enemy taken down.
Losing B. Lost C. We're losing Alpha. Taking C.
Hostile flashback.
All objectives locked down. Hold the enemy back. They're taking C. We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
Get a UAV on station above. TACCOM, get me a UAV.
Concussion grenade sighted. We've lost Charlie. Losing Bravo. Securing C. Bravo lost. Taking B.
Beginning capture.
Bravo zone secure. Losing B. Taking C.
Got it over your head.
Hostile helo close air now.
Securing C. All locations locked down. Dig in and hold them.
Neron requesting UAV.
UAV in the turn. Have eyes on.
We're losing Charlie. Losing Bravo. Losing B.
UAV mission timeline 50% expended.
Flashbang incoming. Hostile. Friendly.
UAV exiting your grid.
Losing Bravo. Losing A. We're losing all zones.
Hostile planting
We're losing Alpha. They're taking C.
Cover me. Taking the objective.
All objectives locked down. Hold the enemy back.
Bringing in recon.
UAV established overhead.
We're losing Charlie. Losing
Hostile
A.
flashbang.
UAV shield check 50%.
They're taking all zones.
5 kills.
Mission timeline expired. UAV RTB.
Losing B. They're taking C.
TACCOM, near unauthorized Hellstone strike.
Target is BBR. Take your launch. Two kills.
Taking Bravo underway. Positions locked down. Dig in and hold them.
Cover requesting UAV.
Losing Bravo. We're losing Alpha. We're losing all zones.
Incoming.
We're losing Charlie.
Crimson is taking the objective.
Locked C. B locked down.
Cover requesting CUAV. Bringing in recon.
Losing A. Losing B. They're taking all zones. We lost A.
Capturing
Securing
the objective.
Alpha. Zone Charlie locked down. They're taking C. All threats neutralized. Scour the area. Find whatever they're hiding.
That is how you execute.
In your responses, you talked about Democrats on cultural issues, things such as migration, crime. I suppose the pushback you get from people is to say you're, well, one, I suppose you're sort of jumping on Republican or right-wing talking points, and two, Kamala Harris did actually run, you know, a fairly centrist campaign when it came to those issues.
I think front and center were the economic issues. But what compounded the anger and frustration
no fucking emotes
were the
shit.
social issues. What you're hearing from Democrats over and over again is crime isn't as bad as it was in the 90s. So don't complain. No, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Like there was a lot of gaslighting that took place. And when it comes to the, you know, Trump campaign's anti-transgender ad, right? There's been a lot of talk about that. And I think the left is totally misinterpreting why that ad was as effective as it was. And I do believe it was effective. So the reason why
Effective to your mother, Anna Kasparian, you.
it was so successful wasn't because of the transphobia.
And you know, you can call me sexist if you want. If you're a Nazi, and someone like Anna Kasparian, who does not identify as a birthing person, but as a woman, you're a bitch. Oh, bitch.
It was that the ad highlighted the priorities of the Democratic Party. And so it feeds into the anger and frustration that Americans are feeling about their economic situation, their personal finances, what's happening with household income. Because rather than focusing on making the economic situation better for Americans, they see Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party overall as the party that's like hyper-focused on a tiny slice of the population. And more importantly, getting taxpayer resources to that tiny population of people, even if they're undocumented and even if they're detained as a result of breaking the law or crossing the border illegally. That's the reason why it was such a powerful ad. And I think that maximalism on the left when it comes to these social issues is not helpful. I don't think it's helpful to have, you know, college-educated elites speak on behalf of the entirety of the Black population, because if you look at the poll results, you'll see that the majority of Black voters did not want to defund the police, but it didn't matter. The elites in the Democratic Party knew better than them, I guess. And so they ignored these voters and continued pushing for policies that were unpopular. And now the chickens have come home to roost. So I think the social issues only further compounded the frustration that voters are feeling about their economic situation.
Yeah, fuck social
I made
issues.
a little comment on a recent video about TYT.
Social issues and economic issues are the same fucking thing, you stupid bitch.
TYT, right? And people ask me, like, what did I actually mean by that? And it kind of inspired this whole video. And I guess...
Whatever, fuck Benny, too. They have an AI bot on there. You want to know? I'm like... Benny, formerly of TYT, has an OnlyFans, but they use an AI to message people. It's a grid. And they, like, ask you stuff, and they pretend they like you, but it's a fucking bot. I swear to God, it's a bot. It's fucking psycho. They should be called out. Fuck them.
I'm not like cancelling Navarro Media and everyone who works there. It's more like, can a YouTube news channel really sustain itself? And
they're probably thinking that like no one will find out because no one's willing to admit that they subscribe to their OF. I have no shame, cunt.
Not go down like a dark path when it's dominated by like a couple hosts. And what we've seen with TYT is Cenk and Anna Kasparian are the two main hosts, and their takes on the news become basically the dominant takes of the network, despite the fact obviously there's loads of people that work there. You have people like Francesca and John, who, you know, Francesca we know doesn't agree with everything they say. John, I mean, you don't really know. He seems like a nice guy, so you kind of think he wouldn't, but doesn't really, in my opinion, ever have hardline opinions about much. He just seems like an anti-Trump news host, which is fine, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter because they're not the faces of TYT. So what happens is you have these two people driving a network in a certain direction, and no one else who works there can really say much about it they just have to quit. And we have like multiple channels like this. You obviously have Sam Cedar and the Majority Report, where he's like the main guy, he's the face of that. Obviously Emma is part of that too, but there's loads of people who work there. And there's loads of people who work there who might disagree with him on certain things. At the moment, that seems to be like a pretty nice one, mainly because I think the substance of their channel is like more interviewing loads of people and getting their perspectives. And Navarra does this too. But Navarra, to me, is increasingly having more similarities with TYT because of Aaron Bastani and Michael Walker and some of their views on certain things. But it's not just that. It's not just having like diverse views or having some people sometimes say some bad things or bigoted things. It's more that when you start engaging with certain elements of your audience in a pretty hostile way, which it seems both of them are now targeting like the fringe left and deciding, oh, we don't need them anymore. We don't like them actually. So plenty of our hosts are going to say bad things about them and talk about how fringe all their views are, how their views about trans people in sports is fringe, how police abolition is like just insane and fringe. And if you even think about that, you're just not like a leftist who cares about winning elections and stuff. And I guess it boils down to as well something I noticed watching both these channels. They view everything through elections, so we're going to speak about this a bit later. What prompted this recent controversy with Navarra Media is Michael and Ash from Navarra Media were having like a conversation debating about like after the US election and talking about the left being unpopular, and Michael read like a bunch of stats showing how people view.
What is this dog shit about the left was unpopular? What left in the election lost? Kamala Harris did not run on a leftist fucking on a leftist platform. She didn't. I don't care if she said that like she's gonna allow prisoners to have transgender care or gender care surgery or whatnot. Because that's not left. He had zero left-wing dog shit. In fact, like they want to lose. Fuck the Democrats. I'm never voting for a fucking goddamn shit. Dick sucking goddamn fucking piece of shit. Okay. The rest of my life, I'm done with Democrats. I'll vote for fucking, I'll vote for whatever. We need like a goddamn progressive party that is popular. But why can't that happen in America? Because America's fucking dog shit. Fuck you. I'm out of here. Canadian time. Thank you. Moving to fucking Germany. Nah, fuck. Go to China. I can't.
This shit ain't working. We've lost the
Life
advantage.
sucks. Life sucks. America sucks. Everything sucks. Fuck everything. West sucks now. The whole West is turning fascist. Nowhere to fucking go. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Enemy planting mine.
You got the police, and he was like, oh look, non-white people have a more positive view of like police enforcement and stuff. We should listen to that. And they're talking about like popular opinions about certain issues. And while Ash was pushing back, it did kind of seem the sentiment was, oh, if you support something that's unpopular, you're just kind of an out-of-touch leftist. Which, although they admit that some things like, you know, civil rights in America were unpopular, they're still kind of pushing this line that you see with TYT. There's a fringe on the left that are bringing us down, and the fringe care about trans rights more than anything, and they also want to abolish the police. I don't care about people having a diversity of opinion.
I love the fact that these stupid fucking Democrats, including Kamala Harris, are trying to blame trans people for the fact they lost when they lost because they support genocide.
Hostile RCXD in your AO.
You should blame yourselves for supporting genocide, not trans people who want to be fucking considered human beings.
On a certain news network, but it seems to be when like two of the prominent hosts are pulling the whole thing in a direction that seems to go against what a lot of both the channel is built on.
Seriously, the media
and
can eat
also
my
the views
fucking asshole.
of the most loyal followers seems to be like a weird thing in my opinion, and shows the inherent problems with running a news network like this where you have a few people dominating the message. It's loads of people working there, it's loads of people who are helping this whole thing to come to life, and you're taking it in a direction that might not actually take into account the feelings of everyone at the network. Because at the end of the day, if you're someone who works at TYT, or if you're someone who works at Navarra Media, and that could go from people who edit the videos to the host, and you go up to Aaron Bastani and Michael Walker and say, I don't like what you said, I think it's really out of touch with what our audience want, I think it's just like bad generally, and maybe you should like apologize, or we should have a conversation as a group about this. It seems to be in these networks, if they just go no, and they're one of the popular hosts, like what can you do? And we've seen how stubborn Cenk and Anna are. If anyone goes up to them and says, let's please stop talking about trans rights with a right-wing framing, if they just go no, like what can you do? These aren't like democratic organizations, and I want to talk about Navarre a bit more. It does seem to have more of an element of equality than TYT, but again, that doesn't really matter when the people who own the network are also hosts on the main show, and they do have like their faves or the more prominent hosts who seem to align with their views. And then you start going down a path which a lot of people are not going to like. Also, my fundraiser for medical aid for Palestinians, it's still going. I haven't shouted it out in a while because we were pushing for that one goal of 10K. But again, it's still there. If you want to donate, please check it out. Also follow me on social media at The Tabernacle on everything, and consider supporting my Patreon. So before we start talking more about Navarre Media and the recent controversies, and I want to use like one case study because it really crosses over to like general left-wing YouTube. Let's talk about what happened to TYT. So TYT is one of the pioneers of like an online news network. It was one of the first YouTube partners, meaning you could make money off making YouTube videos. And it's been around for a long, long time. I've spoke multiple times how it influenced me to even start this channel in the first place. Like many people miss space, we've always like appreciated TYT through the years, not because we agreed with everything they said, but back in the day, especially when I started, there weren't too many more progressive left-wing channels on YouTube generally. So having like this news network that constantly put out videos from a more left-wing perspective, whether that be from just, you know, the Democrats and Republicans, or sometimes some good stuff in foreign policy, it was something that was necessary to help build the left online. And of course, like one of the biggest left-wing creators is from TYT. Hassan, his uncle, like, you know, created it, and that's where he got his start as well. And you have, you know, various other people who've collabed with them over the years and been in partnership with them. So you had like obviously Mike from the Humanist Report, you had Carl Kalinske, I think, as well. Loads of other people in our space had either their start at TYT or associated with them, obviously Emma at the Majority Report, and there always used to be like this crossover between the audiences. But more and more people were turned off by the coverage, and it's more like in recent years. I wouldn't say it's been a thing that's been coming for a long time. Again, we've had our disagreements with them, but we saw them as a net positive, but now they're a net negative. They're openly hostile to the left wing, and you've seen this over recent times with the controversy of Anna Kasparian. It started with the birthing person tweet, but just loads of transphobic garbage. Now more like agreeing with Republicans, platforming Republicans on her own Substack, and acting like these elite figures in the Republican movement are actually worth listening to. Like, she's not talking to average everyday people on the street who might have voted for Donald Trump. She's going around the podcast circuit, talking to people who are like massive conservative drifters and are just like absolutely open fascists. Doesn't seem like it's a good use of a left-wing person's time, apparent leftist person, to go on right-wing podcasts and just agree with everything they say about the left. But that's just me. But anyway, Cenk has basically backed up Anna, and maybe they don't agree on everything, but he's backed her up and he's saying, I'm not going to fire her, I don't care. And he's also now, whether because she's influenced him or just because they both feel this way, they're all attacking the left constantly. And him, like Cenk specifically, he's really sensitive to criticism from the left. So he thinks we all think he's a Nazi and we don't want to have a conversation with him. So he thinks the better option is now just platform loads of right-wing people, go on loads of right-wing podcasts and totally ignore leftists. And Sam Seeder said, you know, Sam Seeder's not like a radical communist. Sam Seeder said Cenk refused to have a conversation with him on either TYT or the Majority. So it seems like two people who have chosen who their enemies are, and apparently it's the radical left. Now, let's cross over a bit more to the Navarre stuff, because it's actually interesting. After the controversy we're going to talk about, where Michael Walker, one of the hosts, was saying a lot of shit about people who fight for trans rights and want to abolish the police, he actually platformed Anna Kasparian after this. And in their interview, he basically let her go unchallenged, saying what she thought lost the Democrats the election. Hilariously, she said that there are radical elements in the Democratic Party that somehow made the whole campaign about like trans rights and stuff, and that's why they lost, which is just insane because that didn't happen. Like, we all know that the Dems didn't give a shit about trans people in their campaign and didn't make any pledges to defend trans people that were like front and center. Kamala Harris's campaign was basically, you know, for nothing, talking about unity and stopping fascism and Donald Trump and stuff like that, and wasn't really like a principled stance against that or offering like a left-wing alternative. She was just offering the status quo. To say Kamala Harris lost because of identity politics is just completely wrong. And yeah, leftists do want the Democrats to care more about marginalized groups. Let's not pretend cozying up to Liz Cheney and her own history with the LGBT community. Let's not forget her own sister, by the way, acting like that is some sort of signal that Kamala Harris was only prioritizing like LGBT rights and stuff. It's a pure fantasy, but this is what these people like to tell themselves. We are losing elections because the radical left are just crazy and believe in unpopular fringe shit, which brings the rest of us down, where we should only focus on things that are popular. TYT have been saying this for a long, long time, and most like socialist leftists will say, yeah, let's focus on popular things that will make people's lives better, like, I don't know, universal healthcare, or funding the NHS, or public housing, or nationalising certain industries. But we can do that while also talking about like enshrining into law better civil rights for trans people, fighting against the Labour Party's transphobia and all that stuff. You can still do both. Jeremy Corbyn managed to do both. Bernie Sanders managed to do both. And they were both really popular at different times, right? So why aren't they case studies of how you can do both? And why is Kamala Harris a case study of how the left is a failure? Like, I don't understand how that makes any sense. Where two actual leftists did both, and at certain points were like some of the most popular politicians in their countries, where someone didn't do it and you're still going to blame us for them losing. There are plenty of left-wing people who didn't even vote for Kamala Harris. But anyway, that was after the controversy, and maybe they had that interview scheduled for a long time. Doesn't seem like Michael Walker had much criticism of like platforming like an actual TERF who was saying that the Democrats lost the election because of trans rights. But anyway, at the same time, Ash and Michael did a live stream where they talked about like, are the left actually like really, really unpopular? And in that, he said a lot of like just totally wrong shit as well. Charlie. So he said back during the Black Lives Matter protest in America, he said abolish the police is stupid, and he said he was bullied into silence basically. He used the example of Lee Fang as well. Remember the Intercept journalist? He said, and this happened to this guy in America, and then got silenced by like the mob.
Like you, I'm very much fine with people holding minority beliefs. I hold a bunch of minority beliefs. I don't want to abolish the police, but I hold a bunch of even weirder minority beliefs that you sometimes hear about.
I say abolish the police unless they're communist police, and those police should be used.
On this issue, I suppose where I think the left has been dysfunctional, and where it might have risen actually right to the top of the Democratic Party.
Red police only.
Has often been, oh yeah, the left's got all of these dysfunctions, but it's, you know, these are students, right? Don't get too angry at people doing student politics and say that.
Honestly, I hope the Chinese police, the Red Army, bash the skull of every piece of shit in this country. I would sleep this. Thank you, Red Army, Chinese police.
We're losing Alpha.
Fucking white trash. Fascists. Thank you, love you.
This is going to bring down civilization, because it's not, right? But one thing that I think is dysfunctional on the left, which I've experienced, and I'm sure you have too, is that there are lots of people who I think have marginal beliefs, which is fine. I mean, when it comes to abolishing defund police, I think they're wrong, but that's fine. We can have that debate. But I think there are a lot of people who expend their energy trying to raise the cost of people on the left not sharing their minority belief. I experienced this during sort of like BLM. I'm not saying I'm a victim of anything, right? I'm saying this during BLM. If I ever tweeted something which was sort of like, are you sure you want to abolish the police? Like, I'd get so many people quote tweeting me and replying and responding. I wasn't like, oh, I'm upset, I'm being attacked. I was like, I'm not going to tweet that again. And I suppose what I think happens on the left is you get this incentive structure where if you say something sort of that's actually just a lot closer to the median voter, which is common sense to most people in all races, you know, all genders. Most people think that abolishing the police is a bit wacky. But if you're on the left and you say that, you're going to get a real like earache for it, so you don't say it. So it's not the case that everyone has these minority beliefs on the left, but we have this weird system where you get kind of punished for expressing common sense positions, rewarded for expressing kind of wacky positions, and that of course means that the left is not very good at putting itself forward. But I think one of the reasons why the left sort of ran with that idea for such a long time is because people are browbeaten into not expressing.
I'm sorry, when was the left actually given a chance to do anything? And when has the left been anything but a fucking punching bag for reactionaries like you? When? In America. There hasn't been a real left in America since the goddamn 1920s. It's been like fucking 100 years. The Great fucking Depression. Jesus, fuck off. Fuck off 1,000 times. You and your whole family can burn in shit.
Sort of opposition to it. You saw sort of high-profile figures like Lee Fang work for The Intercept, and when he was a bit critical of the sort of riots that followed BLM, he ended up getting pushed out of that organisation. So there really was a cost to not falling in line with some of these minoritarian views, which I think was a problem. And I don't think the thing that should be learned from it is just we need to be more persuasive. I think it's maybe we need to be more open to our ideas in case we change our mind.
Just to check, I wasn't misremembering this as well. I went back and just read about this. It seems to be like pretty scrubbed. I did find some evidence that Lee Fang wasn't cancelled because he said the police was stupid. So there's an article I found in the last week. Lee Fang has said, Lee Fang suggested on Twitter that his black colleague enjoys watching buildings burn during the Minneapolis protest and then deleted his tweet. Like the tweet disputing the idea that white privilege is inherent to all white people. Tweeted a video of a Black Lives Matter protester in the Bay Area. Black lives should be focusing on black on black crime. And then an article by Nathan Robinson also spoke about this, saying, Fang posted a video of a black man named Max talking about how he wished people would pay attention to the murders of black people by other black people. An Intercept colleague of Fang's, Akayla Lacey, publicly complained about him posting the video, saying it was part of a pattern of Fang pushing narratives about black on black crime, which he definitely has done, after repeatedly being asked not to. Indeed, Lee Fang had previously echoed sentiments similar to that of a man in the video, saying that the vast majority of reporters will investigate and demand justice only if the killing fits a trendy narrative or if the police are involved. Previously been criticised with comments about reparations for recommending people watch a documentary by Mike Cernovich.
So editing Cav here just on my phone. Just because I was curious, I went back and looked at like these Lee Fang tweets, and I actually found the one that caused the controversy, and I found my own reply underneath it calling him scum. And basically, if you're going to ignore the context of what happened here, you're just doing revisionist history in defense of him. So basically, at a time where everyone was, out protesting against the killing of George Floyd, people were seeing like the true face of the American police who were brutalizing peaceful protesters. And what was very visible was their billion-dollar budgets and their like Iraq war surplus they were using on peaceful protesters, obviously, which escalated into things like riots. And during this time, there was, pretty much a united front between liberals and the left, obviously demonizing the police for their actions. But then Lee Fang came in with this video where he got this one guy who wanted to talk about black on black crime. And he was saying, why don't Black Lives matter? If they care about black lives, why don't they focus on this one issue? An alleged leftist was pushing this, narrative at this time.
That's just dog shit.
People
who say that shit fucking
about
just
it, and it was
sucking a
very in
gas
line
pipe.
with stuff he'd been saying previously and stuff he would say
slip
afterwards.
away.
And obviously he's been saying more weird stuff lately as well. So to act like Lee Fang was a very principled leftist who was bullied and silenced by blue-haired, woke leftists who only care about social justice is just complete revisionist history.
The fuck is wrong with social justice, you fucking cunts?
If you're trying to say, oh, I can't have an opinion on the left because I'll get bullied, when you're using this guy as an example who, I wouldn't really consider an actual leftist. Just remember, I'm probably the only leftist YouTuber left in the UK and probably have been the only one over the last 5 years.
That is just like a small little tangent, but just to use this example that you plucked out from 4 years ago, get it completely wrong, using it to justify your own position about why you think the lefties are all fringe and cancel anyone who says police abolition is stupid, using Lee Fang as an example, it's just pretty hilarious. But also, like, I can't even take this seriously where he's talking about, like, generally police abolition, because in the American context, 100% police abolition makes all the sense in the world. I tweeted this the other day, and I'm not even joking. I said, if the NYPD disappeared tomorrow, would the world be negatively impacted by that? Like a fascist police force, grossly overfunded, who basically do nothing but enforce the capitalist status quo.
At best. What they really do is, at least in New York City, is play Candy Crush in the subways.
If they went away tomorrow, would the world be a better place? I 100% think New York would be a better place if you didn't have the NYPD. And I also don't think many people would think that's totally a fringe belief. Like, look what they're doing to Luigi right now. That's where your money's going. You think your money's best spent giving it...
Free Luigi, you cunts. Free Luigi, motherfuckers. Do it. Fuck CEOs, especially healthcare CEOs. All CEOs kind of deserve what dude got. Healthcare CEOs in particular they shouldn't exist. I'm not saying they should all be, fucking Mangioni'd, but they shouldn't exist as a classification of person. They should all lose their jobs. They should not be healthcare executives. Period. Let's go extinct. Extinct.
To them doing that, or I don't know, killing people who dodge fares on the subway, while actually not effectively investigating like any crimes. Again, I think in the American context, it makes way more sense to even say it because it's so obvious how much the police do not serve the public. I understand that maybe it's a bit more of a contentious issue in the UK because the propaganda is a bit more subtle. We have that image of like Hot Fuzz, like the little village policeman.
Yo. Propaganda in the UK is nothing like propaganda. The United States. The United States created propaganda, didn't we? No, wait. I mean, y'all had James Bond and shit, but that ain't the same. Well, maybe it is. Maybe the
Enemy drill charge.
And if you did, sucks to you.
And stuff. But the thing is, in this video, they talk about how like you have to have conversations with real people. And Aaron Bastani was also talking about how, the left aren't relatable to your ordinary people. And these two, firmly in a political bubble, politics nerds, they're telling everyone that the left aren't relatable. But also something these people ignore, and it's same with TYT, they keep pulling out polls in the video talking about, oh, well, this is unpopular, this is unpopular. It's for many things, it's because of the framing we often deal with and because of propaganda. Like, how much propaganda do we consume in the UK and the US where people can't even imagine a world where the police do not exist in the way they do today, right? So you have to factor all that stuff in about capitalist realism and just like generally people being brainwashed to not imagine a better world. That's why left-wing people have to fight for that better world, which then maybe becomes popular. Like, do you think if Fidel Castro and Che Guevara went around the whole of Cuba doing a little survey about, would you like us to overthrow the government and do communism? Everyone would be like, oh yeah, please do that. Even people like Ho Chi Minh, who are very popular with most Vietnamese people, still went around the country educating people about Marxism and communism to get them over to his side, right? Something being unpopular and right doesn't mean we can't have this argument and educate people. And we don't have to just do what's popular all the time, or nothing fucking changes. I'm getting hung up on this point, but that is the constant frustrating thing with dealing with a lot of people on the left who just are so, like, they're just political nerds, I call them. Like, they can only think about things in terms of elections and polling. They themselves can't imagine a better world because they just think, oh, I can't do this because this person will think it's unpopular. Yes, sometimes fighting for your rights and fighting for a better world is unpopular. It doesn't mean you should give up. And I always use the example of, like, Fidel Castro and Che Guevara in Cuba because they had, like, no one to start with. And then they won. And then what they started is still around today. If they just went based on polling and vibes, they wouldn't have done anything. And that's just not the way to do left-wing politics, is base it on what a general public who are largely brainwashed by a capitalist system feel about issues of crime or police when it's framed in a very right-wing way, and propaganda is fed to them in just every facet of their daily lives. He's also been talking about trans rights, and he deleted this tweet, but I'm going to read you it. Because this is what set people off, because he was getting pushed back by people online. I want to say clearly that Michael Walker lumping left-wing fringe ideas on gender into his arguments is revolting and also telling. It is the radical turf transphobes that are consistently shown to be the fringe, while polling repeatedly bears out with the public and largely unfussed. Michael deleted this, but he quote tweeted this saying, "The reason the fairness in sports thing is a successful tactical wedge is because it's where turfs have a point. Turfs also have a bunch of fringe and unpleasant ideas which should see them isolated. But they get a free pass because anyone sympathetic to trans rights but not fully signed up to the entire menu of trans rights activist doctrine gets labelled a revolting turf and never wants to speak on the issue again." So again, Michael before said he was bullied by BLM into not talking about how he doesn't want to abolish the police. And here he's saying, trans rights activists, another dog whistle. You know, there's basically a lot of TERFs call all trans people trans rights activists. For a left-wing person to use this language is just such a red flag. It's what Cenk and Anna both use as well, like this really TERFy language. And also, I'd love to know what the point is about the fairness in sports thing. And ceding this ground to TERFs and saying, oh, you have a point there. Again, it just means you probably agree with them to some degree. It's not like you're like, oh my god, like, it's hard to argue this point. If you actually know about sports, it's not that hard to argue against it. It's that you probably believe it yourself, right? So anyway, he rewrote this and he changed it to, they get a free pass because anyone's sympathetic to trans rights, but who thinks there could be some conflict between trans rights and women's rights in certain domains, is labelled a revolting term and never wants to speak on the issue again. I mean, I'm not sure this like really makes it better. But anyway, Michael Walker is like the Anna Kasparian of Navarra media, right? But here's the point I want to make. So he's saying all this stuff. I'm sure plenty of people in Navarra, there's like 30 people who work there. I'm sure they don't all agree with this, right? But John Duncan, another left-wing YouTuber, writes, transphobes do not have a point in sport. And he just tweets randomly to his own timeline, Bastani on the spike journey, Walker on the Guardian on this journey. And then Aaron retweets it, saying, the radical right are deadly serious about transforming politics this side of the Atlantic. They are highly organised, I've seen it firsthand. This year has really driven it home. So when I see comments like this about me, I just shrug. We need to get serious too. If you want to pontificate about me being spiked or whatever, honestly, crack on. It doesn't bother me in the slightest, but it's really important that people understand this stuff is a complete waste of time. You get one life. John saying, well, a major talking head in your company is spreading right-wing transphobic talking points and is rubbishing left-wing movements around abolition, so yeah, I guess let's get serious. Aaron saying, Michael disagrees with police abolition. Yes, that's allowed. You attacked me, but haven't backed it up here. So presumably that was a rhetorical flourish, but like I said, crack on. John saying, damn, there seems to be some sort of convenient admission from the supply to anyone spot what it is. Aaron again, quote tweeting him saying, you want to abolish the police, but also want me to discipline a colleague for his opinion. This is the ultimate endpoint for a lot of anarchism or left libertarianism. Abolish the state in order to integrate into everyday social relations. I've got to be honest, I'll keep the state, thanks. That is so, like, insane and missing the point. So, leftists, you think we should get rid of the police, but you want me to have a word with my colleague that works in my company for writing transphobic tweets in an allegedly left-wing company. That means you want the police. How does that make any sense? And this is what I want to get at with these organizations, right? When you have two people leading a company like Astray on certain issues, there's no accountability. So I was checking out Navarra Media. This is pretty good, which it does, which is not what TYT does. So basically, TYT is like a corporation that Cenk makes the most money from. Obviously, it's sponsored by like a crypto thing, like that Polymarket thing. But I went on its website. It's funded by like donations, memberships, YouTube ad revenue, and if you go to their pay, and this is pretty cool, we have a 1-for-1 flat pay ratio, which means everyone on our payroll, team members, leaders, on screen and off, is paid the same hourly rate, and wage increases happen simultaneously across the entire organization. We are also a 4-day week employer, meaning our full-time staff are contracted for 32 hours per week. Being a round-the-clock organization, some staff work their hours over 5 shorter days, but the principle is we aim to uphold good rest is important for good work. Our current wage is £20 per hour, which works out to £34,000 a year for employees on a 4-day week full-time contract, and encourages staff to join the Navarra Media chapter of the National Union of Journalists. So I read all that because I don't want to be unfair when I say this. I don't want to be unfair and act like Navarra Media
where are you,
is the exact same thing as TYT in terms of it's got like one person who owns the company who's probably paying himself a lot more than the others and probably pays his favorite hosts a lot more than other people who work at the company.
Where are you?
And if you're left wing, you probably think that's
how you doing?
Not very fair. So
Thinking
Navarra
about
Media
you.
pays everyone the same, it seems like, from
FYI.
that. And it does a 4-day work week. So that's good, right? That is good. But at the same time, you have the two main hosts. And this is primarily a video news channel. So yeah, they do write articles, they have people who write stuff for them, but no one really knows them for that. People know them for Aaron Bastani, Ash, Michael Walker, and a couple other hosts as well. And if you have a culture in your company where you say to valid criticism of one of your colleagues writing transphobia is that, oh, I'm not going to discipline him, and you're a hypocrite for saying I should because that means you're pro the police. It doesn't feel like behind the scenes this company has equality. Yeah, it has equality of pay, which is better than other organizations, but there are still people who hold ultimate sway, and if you don't like it, what are you going to do? you're just going to have to resign, aren't you? And I'm not even calling for a uniformity of opinion. But if there was someone at the bar media who was more like an American-style progressive or whatever, it doesn't have to be like, you know, a British socialist, I wouldn't really care. But it's when you're like significantly divulging from just stuff left-wing people should believe, like fighting for the rights of marginalised people, not giving in to right-wing framing of like electoral issues and civil rights like they're doing with trans rights, and then responding to criticism of this like Cenk and Aaron have by criticising the people criticising them, by saying, you're the fringe ones, you're the radicals, and I'm not going to say anything to my colleague. Like, he works for me, does good work. You know, I'm not going to ever fire them. I'm not ever going to discipline them. I'm not ever going to have maybe a meeting where we can talk about what he said between the whole crew. You're just not serious. And you're not serious for having a problem with what he said. And I really struggle to believe that Aaron Bastani, in that moment and in multiple other instances, is actually speaking for the organisation as a whole. Because primarily, he's the founder. He's the co-founder. You can't really argue that, even if you do have that equality based on pay. Because with news organisations and media organisations, you're always going to have that ego. And I guess even entitlement of the founder. Like we saw it with Nathan Robinson. He's going to make his organisation a worker co-op, and then at the last second started firing everyone, and he didn't do it. Because often, putting in politics into complete practice is harder than it seems. So they've done the good things with pay. But again, for the media organisation, if you are a host and a founder, you're going to have disproportionate power and influence on the rest of the company. Because also, you know, and I guess the rest of them know, a lot of the success of that company relies on you being around still. And relies on you and Michael and Ash and all these other people hosting still, because that's what people have grown to like on your channel. So if there is a risk to these people leaving, if there's a risk to, you know, maybe you firing someone, at a certain point you pretty much know you're secure, because they can't really fire you without causing both a shitstorm and maybe hurting themselves in the process. And just generally, I don't get the vibe that a lot of British leftists actually care about LGBT rights. And a lot of people feel the same way as Michael Walker, and a lot of people are given to the right-wing framing. Let's remember, in the UK, a lot of the transphobia is driven by people who think they're feminists, right? Where in the US, a lot of it is driven by Christian fascists, and Democrats have kind of been all right verbally on trans rights until recently. Because in this country, it seems like the whole political spectrum disagrees. They don't like trans people. And it's only a minority on the left who want to stick up for trans people, and that's why these people justify their transphobia of like, oh well, politically, you know, it doesn't make sense to, I don't know, be principled on really important things because, I don't know, some bigoted people might not actually like it. The main thing I'm saying here is, it doesn't seem like there's accountability in these organisations to the people who work for them mainly. Of course, there's no accountability to the people who fund them, all the people who pay Navarra, all the people who pay TYT, subscribe, gave them so much money over the years. Obviously, we already know that. It does seem weird in left-wing organisations, there isn't democracy within the organisation, even if they are being paid the same. And I think that's something that should be addressed going forward. If you are starting like left-wing news channels and you're truly trying to live like these left-wing principles, I think there's got to be like a better democratic system inside them where you can have maybe discussions behind the scenes where it doesn't feel like people are basically just immune and people have to bite their tongue and not criticise the golden boy or the main host like Aaron or Cenk or Anna or Michael, because that might threaten their own future at this company. That's not to say like Navarra Media has to be like written off or anything like that, but at the same time, saying this stuff about trans rights activists and then immediately platforming Anna Kasparian where you agree with pretty much everything she says, I don't think it fills me with much hope. And that's not me being fringe. I think it's just like a pretty like low bar to be like, yeah, you shouldn't give in to right-wing framing around trans rights. Basically ignore the struggles of some of the most marginalised people just so you don't piss off like, what? I don't know, centrist, right-wing people. It's frustrating that these four people I've been talking about, they all think we are insane radicals for wanting to get rid of the police and sticking up for trans people, but they're literally allowing their obsession with us to drive them in a direction where loads of left-wing people want absolutely nothing to do with them because they're pivoting more to the right, and they're giving up a lot of their left-wing principles and effectively like derailing the original mission of these organisations in the first place. Because in my mind, there's no accountability and there isn't democracy in these organisations. So 2 people within them who lead the coverage can just steer them in a certain way, and everyone else either is along for the ride or they have to leave. Despite the fact they might have put so much time and so much energy into making this organization what it is, like so many people have at TYT and Navarra, you just have to forsake all that because the person who has the most power decides what goes. So that is it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and if you made it this far, thank you for watching.
We're losing Charlie.
Behind me is the McConnell rule. On February 13th.
In your responses, you've talked a lot about Democrats on cultural issues, things such as migration, crime. I suppose the pushback you get from people is to say,
Taking Alpha. You're falling behind, Crimson. They're taking C.
Yeah. Anyways, getting back to the
Denim's
conversation
just
now.
quit it.
I
mean, don't.
Comments
But,
about
yeah.
how all Kai does is try to get subs, and I'm just gonna say really quick, okay, really quick on that. You can criticize Kai for a lot of things, but I do think that he has been in some ways irresponsible with his platform, and I've disliked a handful of things. For example, most notably, something that he does frequently is make like weird homophobic jokes, which I don't really like, and I think it is weird. But he objectively has good streams. Like, not every stream is gonna be a banger, but he actually puts.
I mean, I'll be honest. I will probably go all my life without seeing, like, I've seen a second of Kai Snack's stream from other people clipping it, talking about it. But if I ever tune in to one of his streams, you better make sure it's me, because that's never gonna happen. Well, maybe I should change my mind on that. Maybe Kai Snack is a good time. Maybe I should sub to Kai. Maybe it's some top-notch comedy. I'm down for it. Love you, Dams.
Shows. It is very easy to be a streamer and just do the same shtick over and over again. Even really rich streamers do that. They just like do the same stream over and over again. They just get on, play video games, and then get off. And he actually does high effort. Like, whatever production team he has, whoever he hires for some of this stuff, really, really, really good stuff. Like, really high effort stuff. And I have respect just for that, right? Like, when he did, I saw he collabed with Speed to do the, it's the game where you're like connected to this other person, and then you have to like, what the fuck is it called? Chain Together, is that the one? Is that the game? Name of the game? Yeah, and it's similar to the game where you have to climb up, I think. Whatever those are called, whatever those games are called.
Taking all zones.
What's the original game?
The one Vladimir Putin in the bucket.
Getting Over It. Only up. Yeah. So they played that, and then they actually did it in real life, which was really cool. Like, that was a fun idea. I'll see if I can pull it up. Like, this is so high effort. Most streamers would never even try and do something like this. Most streamers are way too lazy. I'm gonna be real. Most streamers are way too lazy to do this.
99 pence through Super Chat.
Let me lead. Let me do this shit.
Let me see if I can find one of them. Like, they literally attach themselves.
Hostile UAV.
One of them is upstairs, one of them is downstairs, just for the meat.
Wait on it.
There was like a really iconic clip that came out, but like I can try and find it in this clip of like this is the most replayed section. Let's see.
No, I think I touch and hold out UAV. You cannot pull with your back.
Is it here?
UAV mission timeline is 50% expended.
Losing Bravo. Taking Alpha.
No. I don't know. If you guys have seen the clip that I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, but it's just like a fun idea, right? It's just a lot of effort. Oh, maybe this one?
Drive safely. Do not fuck up. All right. Oh, hell. Oh, my God, Kai. No, Kai. Oh, yo, chill. Wait. Right, go to the right, Left, God, left, God. Last one, come on. We got, no.
Wait.
Oh, jump. Yo, stop it.
We're losing Alpha.
Driving RTX. Enemy KIA. What the?
Underwhelming.
Drive safe.
Like, I don't know. I think that's cool, right? Like.
That is funny.
And this is
I mean, it's kind of old school, but it's funny.
Boomer shit, like screaming equals funny. I'm not a huge fan, but like this is objectively, regardless of your opinion, regardless if you watch these streams, regardless if you like this type of content, you have to agree this is high effort content. Building a whole set just to be able to do this.
I mean, I don't know if it's racist to watch two.
This is high effort content. Even as like
to like watch
subathons that he's
two
done.
like
There are a lot
funny
of
brothers like call each other N-word. If that's racist, I don't. You know what? It's whatever. They're two funny men. I got respect. Oh my heart. Peace
are very high effort.
Peace and love to Denim's knee. Knee down, girl. You're gonna cause some trouble.
Effort. It's not funny. Sorry, it's actually funny. I don't really like the screaming, but
I've never said this before in my life, but Denims is working that knee.
This is funny, yeah. And he is very creative. At the very least, the team that he hires helps him with a lot of the creativity. I mean, do you remember when he did his Elden Ring stream and literally every major streamer copied him? Like, I'm sorry, if you don't think so, you're straight coping about this. He set up this whole, he did a subathon where he would play Elden Ring until I think the subathon ended, or he would stop playing once he finished the game. And he set up this whole sick, dope set. And after he did this, I think Tyler One did it, and then Nick Merckx did it, and some other streamers did it as well. And they all tried to like copy him, basically. Like he was setting the bar pretty high. But he's also done a bunch of other stuff too. We all started playing as well. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima stream is good too. He did a Bloodborne one as well. And like even the streams where he's had other people on, like how is that creativity to copy other people? What? He's the one who made the standard and other people copied him. I said he was creative for building a whole set and doing a subathon where he doesn't stop playing Elden Ring until he finishes the game. And then other people saw that and they copied him.
Work fat knee Denims.
You know, other people did that before too, right? One, please link. Please go ahead and link it. Okay. Two, it doesn't change the fact that he started the new metas. Okay. Other car companies had electric cars. Tesla popularized them. Tesla didn't invent electric cars. Tesla, and when I say Tesla, I mean the actual engineers and the actual designers and the actual like workers, not Elon Musk. I'm talking about Tesla. Tesla popularized and made electric cars look sexy. It doesn't mean that they were the first to make electric cars. These are very different things. After he did his subathon and he went all out and he put together this big set, he hired a team to put together this big set, and he dressed up for it. A bunch of other large creators all did the same thing. I'm not sure how anyone above the age of 17 likes all the screaming, but he does really have good screams. Yeah, that's my position as well. Medicated Champion, thank you for the prime. I'm sure he'll come. I'm sure this chatter will show me the other streamers who've done full sets and full subathons before Kai did it. Please go ahead and Look, he's too dumb to listen. No one said Tesla invented that. You say he invented it. Your brain error. Your brain error's a lot. Bias error, not smart.
Got one.
You know how bad your message has to be that you insult yourself? I didn't even have to say anything to make you look stupid. That's impressive. I assume you don't have anyone that's actually done the subathon on hand. So I'll just put you out of your misery right now, and I'm just gonna set you free. I'm just gonna.
Spring mine spawning.
Okay. Moving on past that, I know that Kai also did, like, for example, the sleepover stuff that he did with Kevin Hart. Like, obviously, you are bringing on an actor who is very good, an actor-comedian who's very good and very entertaining, so they are carrying a lot of it. But, like, even putting those together and making it an entertaining spot or an entertaining pose, like, I can tell you that I would struggle to entertain Kevin Hart. Like, I don't know that I could even really do it. It's a lot of, you still have to be half the entertainment there, right? But like the sleepover idea was really cool, right? And also beyond that, I think it was a good stream. I mean, I think like Kevin Hart made him more normal. So moving on, I think he actually has pretty good streams, and I think he actually puts together a lot of effort. And I actually don't think that he's like, I don't think he cries for subs. I think he does really high effort shows, and people sub. Now, I don't understand the type of person that gifts subs to someone who already has 350,000 subs. That person confuses the shit out of me. But that's neither here nor there. I'm only talking about the entertainment value of these streams. XQC literally gambles on stream. That's his content. That's his content. He clicks on the button to spin. And prior to that, he was no aim, no brain, Winston main. So that's crazy. That is insane to make those criticisms. Anyways, after he said this.
This message is for XQC. Okay? No cap, bro. It gets to a point where 3 strikes and you're out. I'll be relaxing. I've always shown Felix support. I've always been cool, collected, never talk shit. Very cool and collected. But when there's little jabs getting in there, and niggas not saying, and I'm not saying nothing, then niggas feel free that they can make even more jabs. And you know, I really be chilling, chat, facts or not. I'm on my business, facts or not. Word of my mother, bro, chat. I treat my There's nothing, I be relaxing. Everything that happens that's a part of me ends up being kind of something else. XQC, bro. I don't know why lately you turn into this like person that's just like, every once in a while I see a new clip of you just talking shit about me. I'm like, damn, nigga, are you dead? Like, damn.
Because it's French Canadian, man. Fuck those French Canadian cunts.
You dead ass? The nigga would literally talk shit in jabs and punches. Felix, I'm on my business, man. You said, this is what this nigga said. This nigga said, I don't do nothing. Oh, I don't even want to watch the clip. I could watch the clip, but I don't want to watch the clip. He'll glaze me.
Why are you laughing? Because of the way he's saying damn. He's cooking him. He's cooking XQC so hard. Because damn. Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Like, it's very funny, objectively very funny. Also, I think XQC beefing with a creator that's much larger than him, puts in way more effort than him, and I don't need, like, Google Translate to understand what they're saying. I can just understand what they're saying. I don't have to speak juicer. Like, objectively having a better stream and then beefing with this person who hasn't done anything to you is so funny, dude. It's so funny.
Me? And then he'll bipolar switch and say some wild shit. I done seen him do it with Rage. I done seen him do it with Aiden. I done seen it do with mad niggas. You, Felix, let me tell you something, Felix, okay? Felix, let me tell you fucking something, nigga. I be holding my composure, but fuck that, nigga. Fuck you. Dead ass, bro. If you gonna be on some funny shit, stop, bro. Like, dead ass, gang. This nigga had the time, this nigga had the nerve to go ahead and tell me.
Yo. I'm sorry, but like Gen Z, Gen A, Alpha, they take shit, like they take dumb shit way too serious. I mean, millennials kind of fell off on this, but Gen X had it right with like just doing drugs and not giving a fuck about anything. They'll take shit too seriously. It's stressful. Because at the end of the day, we're all fucked. So just enjoy yourself.
That all I do is bring celebrities on stream and shit like that, do collabs and shit like that and cool like that, which I understand is a big part of what I do in there. It's just the most viral, you feel what I'm saying? Niggas don't even account for the half of the shit I've already did, which is fine, that's cool, you feel what I'm saying? Then niggas gonna say, oh my God, he ain't done this, he don't do nothing this, he cried for subs. Gang, I don't switch it up in so many, like we could do whatever.
Make the funniest faces on the internet.
I went international overseas.
You should like follow me on my
I
channel.
done did gaming, and you was on my dick while I was gaming Elden Ring. You was in my chat. Offering me 25,000 for each boss that I fought. Every time you came back in, let's not even bring
25,000 for each boss you fought? I need
me, because niggas talk shit and don't remember what the fuck they be doing.
I've never, I mean.
Wait. Bravo, you was just on my dick.
I fucked up in life. I should just die.
Sound effects from I think people subscribing.
Yeah, you was offering 50,000 to $25,000 to $50,000 for every boss I fought, nigga. What are you talking about? Like, and you're a cool dude, but you just end up saying random.
No, it's actually just his soundboard. Dude, I need one of those.
I've seen you do it for multiple people. You too flip-floppy, and I don't know what's up.
I think it's his mods timing it. Oh my God.
That's illegal, bro. Stop doing that.
Oh, it's the Undertaker music? Oh, okay.
I'm not even gonna go into that, but I just kind of feel like, bro, I don't even say nothing. You said it one time, I left it alone. You say it 2 times, I left it alone. You said it 3 times, I understand the trolling shit, but it gets to a point where a nigga just keeps saying your name over and over again. It's like, is this nigga trolling or what? You feel me? It's just some random, like you feel what I'm saying? Like, just some random dick suck on a random Tuesday. Well, I'm just minding my business.
Random dick suck on a random Tuesday.
Random dick suck. So I'm not even gonna get into that. And I know he gonna see this. And don't try to watch flex and shit with me. Please, because we can do whatever you wanna do. Watch for watch, house for house, M for M, I'm with it. You can't do that with me. So don't try to do on some, no. I'll fill up my whole arm. And I'm very humble, gang. You feel me? Like, I hate when niggas do that, gang. It's like, bro,
So good. It's so good, dude. Oh, not the Dick Suck Tuesday special, dude. Not the Dick Suck Tuesday special. And he's right. Like, this is actually the one person that XUC can't just be like, yeah, well, my whole wrist is on, her whole house is on my wrist. Your whole house is on my wrist. But
and I know he gonna see this.
But I guess he did it anyways.
And don't try to watch flex and shit with me. Please, because we can do whatever you want to do.
Domination.
Watch for watch, house for...
Secure the objective.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Brother, you do not do... Brother.
Why is he saying brother?
Take it
Come on. You do not want to go band for band. We're not going there.
House M for M, I'm with it.
We're not.
You can't do that with me. So don't try to do something. No. I'll fill up my whole arm. And I'm very humble, gang. You feel me? Like, I hate when niggas do that, gang. It's like, bro, I be too... Even my people around me be telling me...
Both hands in the air. Both hands in the air. Brother, I got AMP's entire net worth on one USB stick in some safety deposit box somewhere, okay, buddy? We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there.
Like, yo, Kai, you be...
I like how he didn't address the dick suck on the Tuesday, and he didn't address, like, the crying for subs, but he was like, actually, I have money. Actually, I have money. I have Bitcoin. Did you consider that? Dude, it's cringe, dude. Oh my God. Oh.
Too chill, but it's like, damn, it's like every time.
Also, like, dude, you're trying to flex your wealth to, like, literally the largest creator, the largest live streamer. Actually, see, your time is come and gone, dude. You're not the biggest creator anymore. This is just, it's cringe when you try and flex your wealth to someone who's way bigger than you. That's just cringe.
Time a nigga just want to push my buttons, bro. And it's like, bro, we be chilling, gang.
He has no humility at all. It's not going well for him as he becomes less and less relevant. Yeah, it's just cringe. 370,000 subs is over 1 mil. And that's just from subs. It's not even ad rev, dude. Like, that was it? Yeah. I just wanted to watch that because I was like, first off, I do enjoy watching Juicer get cooked a little bit. I do, okay? We need a longer clip so we can see what he said about the dick suck allegation. Also, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, when it comes to earning money from doing entertaining subathons versus earning money from gambling.
The guy who would bring Matt Gaetz to these parties is currently in jail. Okay. Also another part of the Florida political scene, and you're trying to draw comparisons to a guy who was prosecuted for lying on a form. It is the most Republican charge.
Hey, follow me on BlueSky, you fucks. Let me read it out to you. My whatever the fuck this shit is on BlueSky. At SEANEP666.bsky.social. Follow me or fuck yourself.
On the planet. Okay? A dude who wanted to fucking purchase a weapon and said he wasn't under the influence when doing so.
The House.
All right, let's get to another conspiracy. Matt Gaetz, except it's not a conspiracy theory at all. Gaetz' House ethics report has come out. The report finds evidence that Gaetz paid thousands for drugs.
Seriously, y'all scared of coming in my chat because I'm gonna fucking roast your ass. I'm gonna fucking say you're dumb and make you prove that you're not dumb, and you won't be able to because you are dumb.
And it also includes that there is enough information to conclude that Matt Gaetz had sex with a minor, a 17-year-old. Let's take a look at what Matt Pizzagate Gaetz had to say.
The Ethics Committee has released its final report into Matt Gaetz, the former Florida congressman and President-elect Trump's first pick for Attorney General. The committee says it found evidence that Gaetz paid a 17-year-old girl for sex and violated multiple Florida state laws.
Yeah, but who hasn't? That's a lie. Literally nobody except for Matt Gaetz. Gross. And wasn't he like in his fucking 30s? All right, so I've got get some matches in here with Stabbing McStabbersons. You bitches.
Hey, are you there?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Can
you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
Give me a test.
Good.
Make sure you're getting no echo.
Check. Sounds good. Yeah, I don't miss the echo, man.
Chef's kiss. You know what the weird thing is? I never get echo. I've just noticed this very second that we're here right now that I don't get the echo ever. And I don't know why. But you know what? It's fine.
Yeah.
If I ever do,
and I only got it a little bit when the game changed, you know, that I don't know, or it could be my controller or the fact that we still got to go back into the other, what is it called? Game we were just playing before this one. Not Cold War. What was the other game we were just playing? I'm terrible.
Modern Warfare 3?
One, yes.
Okay.
That was the one that we always got echo.
Yeah.
A lot.
I mean, I started getting
and
under control.
And
because I've got like this. I've tried to adjust the volume on my headset. That kind of seems like it's the issue. Like
that might have been it.
And like, so I've basically just been, and I pretty much only use my headset when we're playing. So I haven't really changed that setting. So it's been kind of staying where it's at. If I turn it up at all right now, like it would probably give you a go, despite the fact I like it louder. But I pop my ears before we play, so I can hear as well as I can. How you doing? What's going on? How are you?
All right, yeah, pretty good. It was just another day running errands, though. We went grocery shopping yesterday and bought a ton of crap, and then I was like, oh, we're done. And then I was like, and my dad called and said his girlfriend is gonna come over, and I was like, oh shoot, she's gluten-free, so I had to go get some stuff for her because that wasn't gonna work. So we had to go run around with it, whatever. Got it done, and then
I mean, I hope that not coming at least gives you a little less stress having to worry about any kind of vegan food. I mean, I do want to.
No, it wouldn't have mattered.
I do want to hang up, but like honestly, dude, like I've been just like in a bad state, you know.
I get it, man. I get it.
I've been trying to get like.
No worries.
I've been trying to get new therapy from my doctor. Like literally, like they were supposed to call me for like a voice session. It has not happened, and I don't know why. There is a serious disconnect between like what my doctor and I are trying to make happen and what's actually happening, and it's been a little stressful. I mean,
well, just take care of yourself, man.
I'm trying, but obviously I won't be able to wait until after the holidays now. But like I'm trying to get some therapy sessions going.
Yeah.
I need to get like a sleep session because like I have high blood pressure. I've had for like a decade, and it might possibly be caused by like sleep apnea. But like I don't snore. I don't snore. Every time I'm talking to the doctor, like, do you snore? I was like, no, I don't. And so but like I'm still getting. So I still need to get to a sleep therapist, but like for some reason that hasn't happened either. There's just whatever. I'm going through the university healthcare system, and it's not perfect.
Yeah.
You know.
I can imagine. Yeah.
And so like I'm like self-medicating with White Claw, so it's best if I just like stay isolated from humanity until I can actually get my healthcare situation put together, because I am a fucking friend, like as messy as you can get. But I'm just glad that I'm single and don't have kids, and no one that depends on me except for my cats, because I'm a fucking mess, my friend. Big mess. Anyway, all right.
Hope things improve soon, man.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm so sorry.
Just wait till January.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for the weather.
The roller coaster.
Oh, I can't wait for the weather to get cold. It's gonna make things so much better. And I've got one more pill to give to my cat for nausea. So hopefully once that's gone, my cat won't start vomiting again. But if it does, I'll head back to the vet. Drop another fucking $1,000 on a cat. What kind of world do we live in, bro? What kind of world do we live in?
Dude.
Yeah, that's how much my last. That's $1,000 for the checkup, for the X-rays, for the blood work, for the meds.
Oh,
just shy of
my
$1,000.
God.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
That's
it's brutal.
brutal.
Super brutal. But it's like, what are you gonna do? But my cat is like back to normal at the moment. But like I said, almost out of nausea medicine, and like I still got some antibiotics left and some appetite stimulant. This is the shit they gave me for my cat's appetite. I rub it on his. It's really weird, but he's hungry as shit, so I guess it's working. And but I'm worried about the nausea medicine's not the worst thing. I mean, if he starts throwing up again, then obviously I'm gonna have to hit up the doctor. But I am nervous, like he's just gonna stop eating. I'm really worried about that, but whatever, dude. What are you gonna do? But anywho, I don't have to work tomorrow. That's a plus. What are you doing tomorrow?
Yeah. Cleaning the house. That's what we're doing. Yeah. So that whole deal.
Well, again, like I do appreciate you inviting me. I'm just like, you know, I'm a mess.
It's fine.
But
I mean,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, you know, at least you don't have to contend with my, you know, half of my conservative family. My dad and my sister, obviously, you know, are Trumpers, and
super yikes. I don't know how
that stuff gets, not that shit gets brought up, but
I mean, but you don't know if I'm
head.
around, man. I'm a little unhinged when it comes to politics, and I'm kind of be like, hey, you QAnon freaks, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I know. That's how I feel about my sister these days. Like I'm on a hair trigger, and my dad's different. He doesn't really bring it up, but that much, and he's not a conspiracy theorist.
Maybe enough time with your sister.
He's just yeah, I'm hoping it goes the other way, but yeah, like he rubs off on her to be more sane, but we'll see. Because she's moving in. She's selling her house. It's happening. Yeah, it's happening. It's going to be very interesting.
Oh, wow.
She's moving into a retirement community to live in my dad's guest room. Here we go.
Wow. Okay.
Be interesting. Yeah,
hey,
I know.
Can you give me just 2 seconds? I'm going to use the bathroom super quick. Grab my last White Claw and.
All right.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, sorry about that.
No worries.
Man, all right. Oh my God! Can you hear my cat?
Yeah.
Shut up, please. Thank you. All right. See, I mean, he went from like I can't eat into like give me food, give me food, give me food. So I'm happy that he's begging for food.
Yeah.
But
yeah. If you end up having to put him back on the nausea or the appetite medicine, I wonder if you could just half it. You know what I mean?
And this is normal.
You know what? Well,
this is normal. This is the way he was.
Yeah, I know it's normal, but you don't like normals.
That's true.
So maybe half the appetite might be better.
All right, it's not
a little bit of. It'll make it last longer.
I'll take it easy on the ear rubbing appetite.
Stop smearing it all over his head.
Just a dab will do you. Okay, kid.
Just a dab will do you. There you go. A pinch between the cheek and gum, baby.
Oh man. Stuff.
Oh man.
Good.
If you want to, I was gonna say, if you want to feel better about your life, watch the documentary "They Shall Not Grow Old." Have you heard about this thing? This is about Peter Jackson, the guy who did the Lord of the Rings movies. He took World War I movie footage that was really bad shape, and somehow they fixed it all up, colorized it. This is not new. He did this. This movie's been out for a while, but I've been meaning to see it, and we finally watched. We didn't finish it last night, but we watched it, and it's got narration by actual World War I veterans British veterans who lived through it. And I guess they were all interviewed, I think, in the 1970s. So you don't see them, but you hear their voices, and I think they've actually, whenever they're speaking, you're seeing images of that soldier as much as they could possibly connect the voice to the footage anyway. So you see what they look like in the war situation, and boy, the stories they tell, man.
That's
in the trenches, in
we have our orders.
place, full of rats, full of water, bombs going off all the time. You can't sleep. You're eating like bread and jam for breakfast. It was like, oh my God! It's like you read about it and you kind of know, oh yeah, conditions were horrible. Then you see it. It's like, holy shit, man.
Yes, World War I was
fucking intense.
Have you ever read All's Quiet on the Western Front?
No.
Yeah, it's a good read. It's a good. I mean, World War I, from the German perspective. There's a movie too that was made not too long ago that I've been really reluctant to watch because it's apparently very intense, but it's a very hard look at horror in general. And basically exhibiting the horrors of it, because that book is very good. So that's one of the best. That's probably definitely.
Who wrote that? You remember?
Target in the open.
Written by Eric Maria Remarque, who was actually a veteran.
What was the name?
Probably not well known. Eric Maria Remarque, Remarque.
Huh? No, I don't know that name.
Yeah,
I know they must have made it into a movie. I remember.
Yeah. I think this is like what you don't probably want to see. Only books. So he was like an army veteran, but it was just like it's a horror show. It's terrifying. And I've yet to sit through the movie because I have seen the first 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 5 minutes of the movie, and the way it starts is that they have a like basically a pile of soldiers, German soldiers who died, and they're taking the uniforms off of them. And they take these uniforms, they clean them up, they sew them up, and then they show them handing them over to new recruits.
Oh God.
And that's how the movie starts.
Duck. Wow.
And like I couldn't get through any more of that. I was like, oh my God, this movie's gonna be too much, I can tell already. Because it's like I heard it's like really like this war movies is like a interesting topic of discussion. But like the question of like what makes like a true anti-war movie instead of just a movie that kind of like glorifies war or heroism and stuff like that, like apparently like that's like if you want a true movie that's like against war, that shows the horrors of war, I guess like all quiet on the Western Fronts, where you want to go. And I just haven't had the heart to sit through it, but maybe someday. But the book, I've read the book, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty.
Check it out.
This feels like World War I was like just sitting in a trench surrounded by fire. It's like World War I and gas. Like that was World War I. Just like a wall of fire.
Wow.
According to that book, that's what it sounded like.
Friendly. Get down, frag.
I've got a kill streaks challenge, and I've been playing since I got home from work, and I've got 0. I've got a big donut. I have not destroyed a single kill streak. And I've got my kill streak killing set up right now. I'm running around with an LMG and a launcher, and I haven't got nothing. I'm like just like hours. I've been playing like for like over 2 hours, like 2 hours exactly right now, and like I haven't got a single kill streak to destroy. Not one.
They can be. They are. That's a hard challenge.
Oh.
Oops. Yeah, the real tragedy of the movie too. You see, like basically they were so eager to have recruits. Kids were signing up at like 16 years old, sometimes as young as 14, and they didn't verify ages. They just, if you told them you were a certain age and they were like, oh, sorry, that's too young, sometimes they'd just be like, one guy told the kid, you need to go back outside and have a birthday and come back. So just lie, come back in and try again. Say you're 18 or whatever the hell. But they showed some of the kids, and boy, they looked so young. It was like, and they were like, they're already just horrified because they thought it was going to be like a fun adventure,
I mean, that's the kind of way the government was setting. I mean, the German government was so arrogant and overconfident for effort. They're just basically kind of like, hey, we deserve, like, we've been sitting in the shadow of colonial England and France and stuff for so long. We deserve a little more. We deserve some. Because Germany like unified as Germany in like 1870. Because like Germany, like the Germanic areas, like under like Prussia was like the most dominant I don't know, like a feudal like territory. But like Germany was like basically like just a bunch of like the German nobility is called the Jungers, or like the it's like J-U-N-G, whatever. And like it was completely all up until like past like the Industrial Revolution, like they were like broken up into like different principalities. It wasn't until like the Prussian government under Bismarck and the Tsar wanted to unify like all the Germanic people under one country, Deutschland, Germany, and that kind of happened during like the Prussian-French War, where Russia, aka Germany, went to war with France, and through that effort, kind of like consolidated the entire area. Then in 1871, declared Germany itself as a nation state,
Fall back to the CCP. We
And
got
then
wiped
at that point, they were like, well, we're a nation just like France and England. Hey, there, oh, let's go.
Hey, Stabby.
Screw us.
Unmarked core.
Oh, this guy was just laying there. Remember that? All right, this guy's around the corner. Back to me.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Not a bad game. I'll sit on the bottom. If you got to play the game, I will gladly sit on the bottom. I got a 0.5 KD. I don't even care. I've had so many White Claws, I don't care.
Using a sniper?
No, no, I
No?
was using SMGs, so I have no good excuse. Just sucking ass tonight. No worries. Still got a big old donut for my. No way. Oh, I'm not using SMG. I'm using. I've got my kill streak setup going, but I'm not finding any kill streaks to kill.
Yeah, those would be tough.
But I forget. I lost my train of thought about the German nation, the modern German, and its colonial aspiration post 70. Which is why they went to war with France.
Yeah.
And, they went to war with France and England to get some territory, to get some colonies. They were like, we deserve that shit too. But they lost. And then when they lost, like,
Shoot to kill.
they got all salty about it.
They're
And I came out of that situation.
Yeah, they were in a basically depression after the World War I and a little beat up, little
big beat. Oh, they had lost some shit. There was what was the Versailles treaty where they basically had to give up some of the Versailles. That's it. Yeah, because they actually gave up some territory. The Rhineland. And they were like, fuck that. We want that back. Take it back.
The motherland.
Yeah. Didn't just want the Rhineland back. They also wanted the
enemy back.
Lieben.
We're losing Charlie.
Whatever the German word for.
Lebensraum?
Lebensraum, that's it. Yeah. What is that? Living space?
Yeah, I kind of remember. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
coming back. It's coming back. I had to.
Yeah, that was
a little bit.
Losing Bravo.
Hitler didn't come up with that, but it was definitely this. That's basically just kind of like. I was just watching this pretty interesting video how like the Germans kind of. I mean, not just the Germans, but the Nazis actually kind of framed Eastern expansion into Russia as like
taking Bravo underway.
As the counterpart to Western expansion by the United States into the West. Like America went west, we're going east. So basically, Manifest Destiny was a huge inspiration for Nazi Germany and their actions in Eastern Germany.
Good job, America.
Thank you, America. Thank you.
Way to write the playbook.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
For authoritarianism.
I'm writing the playbook for the master race, obviously.
We're losing Charlie.
Commencing capture operation.
Controlling Bravo.
Get down. Frag.
Taking B. We lost Charlie.
UAV standing by.
B secured.
Head for indicated location. Bringing in recon.
Oh shit.
UAV commencing surveillance operation.
Losing Bravo.
Capturing the objective.
Losing A.
Shit. Just.
Come on.
It makes me so mad. Like when I get killed instantly by someone with an AR, and I'm like putting bullets in them with an LMG. It's kind of like, how the hell do they instantly kill me with an AR? It seems impossible to kill someone instantly with an AR when I'm at full health. It's like, what the hell?
Oh, what the hell? Did I change my weapon to a single shot? No.
Cover me. Taking the objective.
Yeah, when I die instantly, I have to it makes me mad. 'Cause I'm kind of like, unless they're like using like a shotgun or a sniper. But if I see that they're using AR, I'm kind of like, what the hell just happened? Why didn't I have an opportunity to outplay them?
Yeah.
Net call. Enemy watchdog
Beginning
kilo
capture.
inbound.
Objective is up.
Taking Bravo underway.
Uh-oh. Watchdog. Oh.
Watchdog
I
Kilo.
like the watchdog.
Yeah, despite the fact that it's like not really like a super high. Oh wait, kill streak. Time to get my kill streak.
Yeah. Get on.
All right, yeah. Get
Down.
launched.
Right.
Get launched, you bitch. Yeah.
That's smart.
Level up. Level 6 on the what's this launcher
Hey,
called?
there's a sentry.
Signal. But I'm sorry, what were you saying?
There's no, I was gonna say there's a sentry turret by B. If you want to kill that, that's his kill streak.
I do want to kill it. Oh my god, I just got killed with fire though. I'm pushing it. These guys are just beating the shit out of us. I'd be lucky to even make it to it. Shit!
Fuck.
I'm trying very hard to get to this sentry turret. That team is hurting us good.
Using stim shot. Incoming stun.
Shit. Alright.
Controlling Bravo.
Grenade incoming.
Yeah, they are
Secured.
trying to win. See if I can get there from the second floor. Shit, no! There's a guy up in the second floor room. Jesus Christ. Oh shit, second sentry. Come on, let me get it. Oh, please let me get it.
Our orders. Capture the objective. Objective captured.
Securing Charlie.
Jack, going on tomorrow for Christmas Eve.
Yeah, we're just gonna be cleaning the house for
Oh,
the
that's
party,
right, that's
basically.
right.
That's the big plan. Yeah.
I'm very sorry. It's the White Claw. White Claw makes me forget things 5 minutes.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, I'm literally doing nothing. I mean, in theory, I'm going to be cooking, but most likely I'm going to be playing Call of Duty and or X-Play and or sleeping. So feel free to bother me at any time. Shit.
Yeah, I should have time to get into a game tomorrow. Well, we're staging a comeback. We might actually be able to keep the pressure on.
We're trying. Oh no, no, I am playing like complete dog shit, even though I'm somehow made it to number 2.
Go.
I'm just getting wrecked.
Securing Alpha. Securing all zones.
Yeah, I am a very bad judge of whether or not I'm doing well in the match or not.
Taking Bravo
And in
underway.
Call of Duty, like I feel like I've been playing like shit, but like I'm on top. But when I'm playing X-Play, I'm like, dude, I'm kicking ass. I'm on a roll. And I'm on like the bottom of it. Shit.
Knocking down all zones. Losing A.
Yeah. Let's go. Shit, I went the wrong way. Oh, right into the bomb.
Losing Charlie. Watchdog Hilo incoming on your location.
Another watchdog wheel, god damn it.
Charlie.
I'm with you. Oh, I'm dead.
Ah, this guy. He went behind the wall. Oh, die. Oh, come on.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is not good. This watchdog Hilo is covered never again. Hard to. Oh shit!
Enemy watchdog helo spotted.
Come on. In your AO.
It's another kill streak. Damn it.
Oh shit! There's a guy in the fireplace hiding in B. That's why he's crouched in the hiding. Oh, he came out maybe. Heard me talking. Like, I'm not gonna be there very long. Oh fuck.
Crimson is taking the objective.
Kill streak. Challenge done. I'm going for the sentry turn. God damn it. Not Ruby and Sammy.
Securing B.
Frag out.
Try to go for the sentry. Time to die, sentry. Shit!
Taking Bravo underway.
I think he's been.
Oh.
Oh, what the?
Securing Charlie.
Sorry.
Incoming.
Alright, we got B.
Oh, this team is just. How? Dude, we're team top 2, but we're still both getting our fucking shit kicked in.
We lost the C. Outplayed Crimson One. Step it up. Locking down.
Oh no, why did I do that?
Enemy watchdog being spotted. Contact, watchdog kilo. Kilo down.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, man.
God damn it.
Time to stop.
Brutalized.
RTB, we're done.
We got her pushed in.
Oh, coot.
It's alright though. We were team top 2 of the losers, which is always a good. 28 kills, nice. You almost went positive on that one. I barely went 25. I mean, pickle. Shut up, Tommy Pickle. Seriously, kids are corny. Kids like have gamer tags like Tommy Pickle. An asshole. Stupid kids. Be cool. Tommy Pickle's lame, you losers. You got time for, oh, it's 8 o'clock, 8:01. You got time for another?
Yeah, let's do one more. I got 8 more kills with a full auto, and got my deal.
I still gotta get 3.
So close.
I still got 3 more kill streaks. Probably in this for another hour or 2.
You need 3. How many kill streaks is it making you get?
5. I've only gotten 2.
Wow. Ouch. That's brutal.
And they've both
You got a launcher as your secondary?
I got my launcher on my secondary. I'm using my LMG setup, which is specifically for kill streaks. I've got engine on there, so streaks are red as shit. I've got 2 out of 5 out of. I started playing at like 5:30, 5:45.
Like, is it the AR that has like a launcher attachment that you can kind of shoot a couple?
I don't think those will hit kill streaks though. At least not the aerial. I've got the Sigma. Sigma. The
Team deathmatch. Work quick and clean. No witnesses.
The Sigma CIGMA 2B launcher. It's like a lock on. Good for aerials.
Giving up the lead.
And I got my LMG, so I can shoot down choppers, which I think is the only 2 kill streaks I've gotten so far were watchdog kilos.
Chopper.
I haven't been able to get like a counter UAV or anything. It should be nice.
What the fuck? Oh, there he is. Come on.
Oh, in the window, in the window. I like I don't know why. I find it a little bit satisfying to shoot down enemies that are wearing like a Christmas hat or something. It's kind of like, I'm glad you're having fun enjoying the game. Now die.
We've claimed the advantage. Now hold it.
Ho ho ho.
That's right. Chris, here's your Christmas spirit in bullet form.
Your present is death.
There you go. Oh, hey, so like, I sent you something your way. It's not gonna make it there though until after New Year's, but it's worth it because it's a decent gift. It'll be worth the wait. But I'm sorry I wasn't able to get you there. But I was like afraid that you'd probably already send me something like a card, or you know, because you're usually pretty good on sending Christmas cards and stuff. And like I hate that shit. But today I had the realization like I have to send something right now. So that's why I took your address. I've got something coming to you. It won't be there until after the New Year, but it'll be worth it.
Well, I'm intrigued.
I mean, nothing insane.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you something on the day of.
You don't.
You'll get something on.
We should just not.
You just stop.
I mean, because like Chris like gives me like every year he'll give me an Amazon card for $25, and basically I'm just thinking like I'm just getting used to buy you something, bro. Like, what's the point? Why are we even doing this? Which is what I'm gonna do. But I told him I was gonna buy him something last year and I forgot, and he gave me another $25 card this year. So now I basically owe him like something $50, which I'm gonna get back. It's kind of like don't give me shit because basically I'm just gonna give it right back to you.
Yeah, the work thing is always, yeah, I mean, I don't think we normally did that unless it was like you picked a name or something in the department, and once in a while they'd do something like that. But
oh, yeah, they didn't do that.
The kind of the way we ran the birthdays was basically,
I mean, birthdays are cool. Birthdays are fine. But like Christmas, everyone's supposed to get each other a gift, and it's stupid. It's like, what's the point? You give me a gift, I give you the gift of the same. It's just like it's negative. Birthdays are different.
Right,
it's your birthday. You know what I mean? Like you should get like a little thing special from all of us, and then we all get something special. Because none of us have the same birthday, but all of us have the same goddamn fucking Christmas.
Oh, fuck.
And like I hate Christmas gifts. It's just because like it's not because everyone gets one, and when I get one, I feel like I feel like an asshole for not getting one back. So then I'm like, it's just stupid. It's dumb. It's a dumb holiday.
Well, we can call a Christmas truce then this year. We'll just not do that.
I'm fine with no. Well, I mean, I've got you something. It's post Christmas, but like, I'll get you a holiday gift. If you know, but
enemy RCXD detected.
Honestly, it's like I don't want anything. I don't need anything. I don't want anything. It's just like I'd rather just get you Call of Duty for your birthday. That makes me very, very happy.
Appreciate that, man.
Shit.
Yeah.
Do that for fucking as long as Call of Duty exists. You'll never get to buy Call of Duty.
Whoa, I hate running through that. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. So I don't know if I told you, I'm reading this biography by the one of the bassists of Ozzy's band that he toured with Randy Rhoads in the early 80s.
Oh, interesting. Wait, what was his name?
His name is Rudy Sarzo.
Wow.
Now the interesting thing is he did not compose Blizzard of Oz or Diary of a Madman, which are, in my opinion, Ozzy's best two albums.
Oh, of course. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The ones with Randy were obviously the best.
Yeah, classics.
But anyway, I forgot it. They didn't go into the history of why. I'm trying to remember who the original bassist was on the album. Bob Daisley, I think his name was. Bob Daisley got fired by Sharon Osbourne. I don't remember why. And knowing her, it could have been a trivial reason.
Yeah, right.
She was kind of a.
She's
you
kind
know,
of
she's
psycho.
pretty mercurial. Yeah, nuts. So anyway, so Rudy Sarzo joins the band. He's like in Quiet Riot with Randy Rhoads. Randy gets poached from Quiet Riot to be in Ozzy's band, and then shortly after, like a year later, they tap Rudy Sarzo, who came from, I think, like Costa Rica or somewhere. He basically came from a foreign country to L.A. and somehow he didn't know anybody. He went, it's a typical story. Arrives to L.A. with $2 in his pocket, and then he ends up meeting some people and getting into some bands, and then he's in Quiet Riot all of a sudden, and then he goes back to fucking like Pennsylvania where his brother has a band or some shit. And while he's there, Sharon Osbourne calls him and offers him a job to be in Ozzy's band. And it's like, how did this fucking like guy go from like not knowing anybody in LA to becoming fucking Ozzy's fucking bass player? It's totally weird.
It's some dudes are that lucky. That reminds me of like the Chris. I forget.
From Wasp or Ministry. Oh, Chris. Connolly. Chris Connolly.
Reminds me of that. Like that just kind of just showed up in Chicago and like fell into the industrial scene. It's kind of like some people are just lucky.
Yeah, from Ireland or whatever.
Yeah, some people are just lucky and they just fall into shit. And it kind of sounds like that's Quiet Riot.
Yeah, but the story I wanted to tell you was like, first of all, the biography, it was like, it must be self-published, and that's not something I normally would diss on because I self-published a book, but I had it professionally edited, and I made sure it was a good product.
Sure.
It was all stories that were previously published for the most part and stuff like that. But this guy, the formatting of the pages, Sean, is so bad. He has paragraphs, or I should say like a sentence that contains one word, then there's a poorly done indent, and then like the sentence continues. Like I'll have to take a picture of it. Like, dude, it's like somebody's word processor vomited on the page sometimes.
It's like a
so
glitch.
Bad. Oh my God. It's like, dude, why would you ever let this go out to press looking like this? It's
art.
like
Dark, bro.
It's mental. It's mental.
Holy shit.
So, I mean, the writing is okay. I mean, it's, it's not horrible. I've read worse, believe it or not, but I'm a sucker for a rock bio,
sure.
And so I'm interested in that era of Ozzy, the touring and whatever stories there are. I'm curious about it, so I'm reading and going through it. But one thing that is kind of shocking is he reprints reviews that the shows that they played, the reviews that they got in like the local press, he reprints them. And he never attributes like what usually doesn't attribute who wrote it.
That's
wow.
Why not?
And also he didn't get like acknowledged. Like you can't just do that. You can't just put reviews in your book without getting approval from the newspaper that published it, like Baltimore News or whatever.
I mean, that would be plagiarism, right?
Yeah, because you're basically just taking someone else's writing and sticking it in your book without permission. So that's illegal. So that's another thing. But the reviews themselves are so often so bad. Like these fucking idiots who are seeing these shows were just like, Osbourne's backing band, the Blizzard of Oz, is just, some annoying noise and puffery, and Ozzy's, just falling to pieces after his Sabbath days and stuff. And it's like, dude, this is like his resurgence. This is like when Ozzy was like, he was rescued from the depths of Sabbath suckiness at the time, because they were really, they were all drugged out and they hated each other and their shows stunk, and Van Halen was blowing them off the stage every night, and Ozzy was, before he even got fired, he was kind of glad, because he said at one point Van Halen had blown them off the stage in one of the later Sabbath shows. And Iommi came out on stage and sat there for a half hour trying to tune his guitar, and Ozzy's like, fuck this, man. This
Oh my
sucks.
God, what? A half an hour to tune? Why? What?
That's what he said. Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
wow.
Why? How? Right, just frustration.
Was this
just
pre-tuners? Because if you
Pre
got
what?
a tuner, you could probably tune your guitar pretty quick.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know. How did that? Yeah, I know. I thought the same thing. A half hour? What the fuck?
Doesn't make any sense
But
unless you got like
something-
a 70-string guitar.
Who knows? Maybe he was just being a little bitch on purpose, and he was
Oh,
annoyed for
that makes
some
sense.
reason.
That makes sense.
You know, I'm just gonna sit here and morosely tune my guitar.
Yeah, I'm in a
and
bad
stare at the
mood,
ground.
so I'm gonna make the whole fucking
And everyone will
arena
suffer.
wait for me.
So,
Christ.
but anyway, it's just like, it's just so shocking, because, you know, I mean, those were great. They still are, to me, great albums. Randy Rhoads just ripping them up, and they're very melodic and hard driving, and Ozzy's at top game. His voice sounds great. Like those shows would have been so awesome to see.
Oh, unbelievable! What was the Crazy Train album? That was God damn it! What's the name of that album with Crazy Train on it?
Well, Blizzard of Oz.
Blizzard of
just
Oz. Holy shit, dude!
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that was definitely like a life-changing album for me. Sure, I've been jamming that shit since high school.
Yeah, and Diary of a Madman I got into a little bit later, but that is a equally, if
Still
not
great.
better album than.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I mean, yes,
So-
great album, great album.
So, you know, I'm just like, these fucking concert reviewers were just like, what are you fucking talking about? You know,
Probably
like
just-
not all of them hated it, but quite a few of the reviews were scathing, and just like,
Negative
what?
reviews.
I shouldn't even say scathing though, because they were just like moronic. They were more moronic than scathing.
I'm gonna be honest though,
honestly.
like
They weren't
even to this
well-written.
day, with like negative reviews and such, kind of engages, well, it creates engagement. It pisses people off. It makes them pay attention to it. Makes them read it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
get. I remember because like when my band was doing shit, we did some interviews with like a couple European magazines, and there was a couple that came out that were kind of like trying to push drama. Like I remember I did an interview once, and they were like they were trying to say like we're being pretentious and stuff like this, and like basically talking shit. Which was just kind of like, oh wow, where'd that come from? So I honestly I think that some of the, I mean not just music press, a lot of press probably tries to like provoke drama to get engagement. Essentially,
Yeah.
I think I've been doing that
Yeah.
forever, and especially now with the internet, it's probably like pumped up to 100. You know?
Yeah. So anyway, if you're interested in reading it when I'm done, I'll pass it along.
Please do.
Yeah, it's an interesting era, you know, of music. But I can't believe how lucky that guy got to just be like a nobody in LA who's kind of a fanboy of Quiet Riot. Then he's in the band. Then he's getting Ozzy tapped by Ozzy. When he's not even living in LA, he's playing his brother's cover band in Philadelphia or somewhere, and out of the blue, they're like, "Yeah, Sharon Osbourne's like, yeah, they're really talking about you. Like, you're the guy, you're the go-to bassist in LA." I'm like, he's in Philadelphia. He only arrived in LA like 2 years ago, if that. The guy was dead broke, living off of whatever girlfriends he could, you know, get the sponge off of and stuff. And it was like, how did this guy make such a mark on LA?
How old
Like,
is he?
what? I don't know.
Do you know like about around what his age was around?
How old is he now?
Or he was at the time? Was it like 20?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure
Yeah,
he was
like
pretty
super young.
Yeah, probably 22, maybe.
Some people are lucky.
Ozzy was only 30 when he was out of Sabbath. That's what I remember. Like they were saying something. Ozzy was like saying in an interview, like, "Oh, hey, you know, like I'm only 30 years old, so you know, I'm gonna try to keep rocking as long as I can or whatever." I'm like, holy shit, he was only 30 years old. He was already on a Sabbath? What the fuck?
Oh, man. I believe it. I'm surprised it was that late. I mean, Jesus Christ. A lot of people are, like, done in the music industry, like, within their 20s. You know what I mean? The fact that he made it that far and is still going. Like, he's a Mick Jagger at this point. He's a Rolling Stone.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, and that's, like, pretty rare. I don't even think Van Halen has, like, survived. Like, are they even touring? Are they done? No, Eddie Van Halen, like, did he get cancer or something?
He died.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's dead. He died.
Yeah.
And Roth has cancer, I think. I don't think Roth is doing well either. I think he's got something serious going
I
on.
don't even know if Slayer's still touring. And, like, God, like, Black Sabbath is, like, probably the most toured band on the planet. Hey, are you done with your challenges? Do you want?
Yeah, I did. I made it, so I think I have to downstairs.
No worries. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Tomorrow Christmas Eve?
But yep, tomorrow.
I think I posted. You know, I'm fully convinced that, like, just like home ownership and the idea of a white picket fence and the nuclear family is a Cold War myth at this point. It didn't exist post the fall of the Soviet Union. I don't want to celebrate Christmas anymore. It's a lie. It's an anti-communist lie. And I'm done with it.
Well, I have to tell you, I was gritting my teeth at the grocery store today because it was just jam-packed full of people, and you know, everyone's pushing their cart or standing in your way or you're in their way, and I was just like, what the fuck? I want to let's get through this, let's get past it, and
honestly, like,
the gauntlet.
I got my delivery of Soylent meals in a bottle tonight. I just brought it up after work. And I have food through the holiday. I don't have to leave if I don't want to. But I'm luckily the liquor store around the corner. I went there tonight to get my White Claw Surges, and I asked him if he was open tomorrow. And he's like, "Yeah, we're open tomorrow and the next day." Like, you're open the whole week, the whole holiday. They're like, "Yeah." That's like, it's just around the corner, so I will be able to get drunk and be able to eat chips and salsa at the very least. Through the holiday, it's gonna be
great.
great.
Your provisions, all
Perfect.
right. Well, it's
I will not
important
start
to have
with
your
that.
provisions.
I got that. I got Soylent.
Good.
I'm ready for the apocalypse.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, I'll hit you up tomorrow. I should be on at some point, probably around the evening.
Sounds good. I'm just honestly, I'm gonna be just fucking off all day. So please hit me up whenever you want.
All right, we'll do.
All right, man. Have a great night. Talk to you later.
All right, later.
I'll be right back.
The panel also found evidence he used cocaine and ecstasy on multiple occasions while serving as a member of Congress. CNN's Caitlin Polans has been digging through this report now that it's public. Caitlin, what are you finding?
Phil, that section about Matt Gaetz and sex with the underage girl, that captures a lot of what the committee was looking into here. Just some of the facts that they were able to find, not only through documented evidence, but also interviews with more than half a dozen witnesses, including the victim, the girl or the woman who was 17 years old heading into her senior year of high school at the time. She told the committee with testimony that she had sex with Matt Gaetz, then a sitting member of Congress, twice during a party in July of 2017, including at least once in the presence of other party attendees. She recalled receiving $400 in cash from Matt Gaetz, which she understood to be payment for sex, and she had just completed her junior year of high school. The committee also looked at several other relationships that Gaetz had with women, not underage women, women who were adults at the time, but many of them told the committee that they did have an understanding that Gaetz was reimbursing them in some way for sex. So that led the committee to find that the congressman, while he was in Congress, was engaged in commercial sex, that would be prostitution, giving money to women, also statutory That is the allegations related to the underage girl. And then also the way the committee phrases it at the top of this report is that they determined there is substantial evidence that Representative Gates violated House rules and other standards of conduct prohibiting prostitution, statutory rape, impermissible gifts, special favors or privileges, and obstruction of Congress. This report is now out publicly. Matt Gaetz had run to the court system this morning to try and block the release of the report, but the House has posted it online, as well as some of the evidence that they've gathered. And he, both in court and then also on X, has been saying repeatedly that these allegations are false and reminding people he has not been charged with any crime.
That's Caitlin Polans for us. And to Caitlin's final point there, Gaetz has vehemently denied the allegations. He's called his behavior, quote, embarrassing, but not criminal. This morning, he reacted on X saying, quote, giving funds to someone you are dating that they didn't ask for and that isn't charged for sex is now prostitution. Question.
Okay. It absolutely is criminal, man. What the f are we doing? Like, you can say 17-year-old woman all day, every day till the cows come home, but a 17-year-old is not a woman. A 17-year-old is a fucking minor, dude. Like, what is happening right now? I'm not even kidding. I'm not. I feel like whenever there's another person who is like outed as a pedophile, I feel like we are moving in this like very weird direction. Whenever like a Dr. Disrespect style situation happens, like people become more and more comfortable just saying that. I think normally most people would be embarrassed to admit outright. It also blows my mind that regardless of this House Ethics Committee report, or not regardless, but despite the fact that there is this House Ethics Committee report out there and people knew what was going on in it, there were still Republicans who were willing to vote to appoint this guy because Donald Trump wanted him in that position, which I think to me shows that these guys are all not only just assholes, but like they're doing a whole bunch of up that they are so comfortable with a guy like Matt Gaetz knowing full well what he has done. And yet they were just like, yeah, I don't give a Donald Trump wants him in. We're going to vote for him in. We're going to vote for him anyway. So at the very least, they seem comfortable with a past. We need to know about the UAPs. Let's get a statutory up there, huh? What?
Question mark, exclamation point, question mark. There is a reason they did this to me in a Christmas Eve report and not in a courtroom of any kind where I could present evidence and challenge witnesses. Joining me now, my excellent panel of reporters, Jasmine Wright of Notice, Semaphor's Dave Weigel, Hans Nichols of Axios, and Politico's Olivia Beavers. And Olivia, I want to start with you. You live in this world, and not necessarily the world described in the report, I don't think, but on Capitol Hill with Matt Gaetz over the course of the last several years. This is now public. Yes. What does this mean going forward, I guess?
Well, I think, one, we're all wondering what this means for his career moving forward. A lot of Republicans believe he was eyeing a gubernatorial run when Ron DeSantis' term limited out. He floated himself for Marco Rubio's Senate seat that he's expected to vacate if he's confirmed into the incoming Trump administration. A lot of the contours of this report we had heard rumors and allegations of, but to see them in print, they're pretty damning. They say they found substantial evidence of him sleeping with a 17-year-old, of him, going to these parties where women had been sort of recruited by one of his associates on seekingarrangements.com, where at the very least women were expected to be paid for companionship, but in other cases for sex. And so I think that you're seeing Gaetz already online trying to do some damage control. He's tweeting and trying to undermine what the committee found, and also just claim that it was weaponized against him. Gaetz told me when I asked for his response this morning, these claims would be destroyed in court, which is why they were never made in any court against me. So I think you're just going to be seeing the beginning of this fight publicly.
And to that point, and you referenced something I wanted to play, which was, it was just yesterday at a Turning Point Action event down in Phoenix that Matt Gaetz was speaking, talked about his potential future, what he may be eyeing right now. He said this.
My fellow Floridians have asked me to eye the governor's mansion in Tallahassee. Maybe special counsel to go after the insider trading for my former colleagues in Congress. It seems I may not have had enough support in the United States Senate. Maybe I'll just run for Marco Rubio's vacant seat in the United States Senate and join some of those folks.
Yeah, no shot, dog.
Dave Weigel, what is the future here? Because and we will dig more into the details of the report, but in kind of Trump's era, of which we are now fully ensconced in for a second time, probably more so than the first, these types of allegations, these types of reports don't end someone's career like they may have 10 years ago.
No, you just said it. The context he's operating in is a Donald Trump loyalist who wants to abide by the same rules and lack of punishments that Donald Trump has abided by. The bar is very low for career-ending information if you are a Donald Trump loyalist. If you're not, it can be a little bit different. But if you are, you look at Hunter Biden, and when you saw Republicans referring to that pardon, or talking about that pardon, they often pointed to what was going to do the next time some MAGA Republican was in trouble. They could say that there's one justice system for his family. There should be. Are we to pretend?
What? Just like Hunter's son? This is bad, but it's not different than Biden pardoning Hunter's allegations. Wait, what? First of all, you can't pardon allegations, okay? That's number one. God, the smartest Republican, I swear to God. And secondly, Hunter Biden is not an active member of Congress that was slated to be appointed as the Attorney General in charge of the Department of Justice. What the are you talking about? If Hunter Biden was slated to be the Attorney General by Joe Biden, I promise you that everyone would eat Joe Biden alive. Also, Hunter Biden didn't a minor. That's so crazy that right-wingers themselves, who normally, right-wingers themselves are so partisan. The allegations said he did, though. What allegations? Is something you saw on Twitter? What are you talking about? Hunter Biden has literally never been around someone, a worker that looks under the age of 35. I joked about this at the time. I was like, Hunter Biden has only been photographed with the most 35-year-old looking strippers and prostitutes imaginable. Okay? Like, they were like lasered in mathematically to the age of 35. It's just they all, not a day older, not a day younger. If you think that he was like, they found photos of minors on his laptop. Yeah, they did. Of his fucking nieces, you dumbass.